We're not actually following through with the impetulant child very well at the moment.
That is true.
No,
Although,
no,
to
no.
be fair, I did throw him off
Archibald's lawful
twice.
good. Oh, hi, everyone.
Oh, hi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hi,
to
Dr. Nick.
Maxed and Doubled,
He doesn't get that
episode
reference.
13,
It's actually
here
better.
on Maximum Altitude. You might notice a couple things. Firstly, we have a new overlay going on, which was bashed together in about 2 hours by the wonderful Theophania in chat.
You've got your own
We're
kind
going
of
to be trying
black
out some
bar
new
as
things
well.
with overlays.
Like black
Hopefully they work out nice and well. You may see a couple different overlays and styles coming through over the next couple of weeks, but we liked this one, so we settled on it for tonight. Hopefully everyone's on camera and everyone's fine.
You've got a black sensor bar right there, which
Yeah,
is
I do
really
have
good.
a sensor bar right here, which is fantastic.
I prefer that
It's still
to the
there.
label you guys gave it earlier.
We also have switched the number of cameras around, so people should be better quality than normal. Like,
Just
No,
visual.
no, no. The
Yeah.
visuals
It
should be better quality. We're still the same shitbags we've always been.
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
speak
for
for myself.
me, you guys look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we switched a whole bunch of cameras around, so hopefully we have a bit of a better looking stream now. Also, one last thing before we get into it, Josh will unfortunately be leaving around break time. He does have to work a night shift, which is just wonderful.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's the way things are, unfortunately. So
It's apparently it's meant to be a midnight shift, but the weekends they like to start at 10. That's fun.
Time and a half.
No, we don't get overtime. Anyway, go.
No, the
Oh.
joke is you're working half a shift longer than you usually do.
When's break? When's break? I want to go.
He's already had enough of Glenn. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Why
hasn't everyone?
I sat next to him for about
the
10
maximum
minutes.
attitude tweet.
For some
twice.
reason, my husband loves
Did
you.
you
Is one of them me?
depressed that no one's had enough of you? Like, shit, I've got to try harder
Yeah.
being a shitbag. Fuck.
Yeah.
Do you know, every single day, I hear your name at least once, Glenn.
So do I. Most often it's in disappointment.
I meant more Jesse brings you up in conversation at least once a day.
Excellent. My plan to steal him away from you is working.
I typed up a tweet and then didn't send it, and someone else tweeted for me. So I guess that tweet.
I mean, they are coming here, so... It's
Let's get into it.
It's working.
Since Josh, you got to leave early.
Fuck yeah.
So
What's your language?
I can't.
you should also mark off your
Go
goals.
to... Oh, right.
Yeah. You're down
It is the
300.
9th.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I've still got 1,000 left. That's
Yeah,
fine.
my documents have disappeared. I'm sure I'll find them at some point.
No one will ever know
So,
how much I
previously on Maxed and Doubles.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Previously on Dragon Ball Z. What?
Previously.
Previously.
That reminder from last week.
I don't know. What am I...
I'm
What
glad
reminder
we were
that
getting
Mike's
an omelette
back.
early. Oh yeah, hey Michael, make an
reminder.
omelette.
Who's making an omelette? What?
Google last week set up a reminder.
Oh, I remember. Okay, yep, okay.
I forgot
was
we're
amazing.
starting early. I had my half an hour before the stream.
And you
alarm.
still managed to make it perfect.
I watched the live stream.
Mm,
I just want,
How dare
I just
you?
want to contribute to this.
yeah. So, our party together took on the task of assigned to them by the Mestrejarl of Yolm. This task was to stop the orcish raids happening on some caravans that were moving through a southern route. And this is only a recent development. You were directed to where they believed the orc settlement to be through a number of trials and tribulations, including some absolute terror from a couple of you crossing a bridge. And Etten
Listen
and,
here, boy.
Actually,
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah.
It's not my fault he doesn't have feather falling.
I had feather
I think he
falling.
did actually have
It's
feather
not my fault he didn't cast it on me.
I mean,
It's
he
only
was
when you
ready
It's
fall.
for
your
it.
fault.
He was ready for
It's
it.
only when you fall. And why would you aim to fall?
You didn't fall.
Sometimes it's better than walking
Anyway,
across the
after the
bridge.
Eton
After the
Okay.
Etten,
and the smelly boats.
and the smelly boats, the smelly fur boats, you came across another split in the path, which you chose to take the upper path at John's suggestion.
It's a miracle we didn't split the party then and there.
You
Well,
saw
it
that
worked
you,
out.
having done that, you saw a little while later that you had inadvertently skipped a challenging route through which you may have become fallen prey to some large boulders falling on you. But then you did find the Orcish settlement. You spoke with their leader, essentially, and he asked you to remove the wyvern from their old settlement. You had a bit of a discussion. You considered briefly killing all the orcs. You also had a number of other options, but in having this discussion with him, you came to find out that a wyvern had pushed them out of their previous settlement, or forced them out because it was essentially just harassing them. You pursued this, headed south even further, after receiving a periapt of proof against poison from one of the Mestrejarl's scouts, and found the location of the old settlement. It was, for the most part, quite battered and run down after the wyvern had obviously been spending some time here, and there was a nest in the very centre with a wyvern egg in it. You all hid quite smartly, and John walked out into the centre screaming for the wyvern's
The next
attention.
sentence, he walked out in the open.
In the open, screaming for the wyvern's attention, which, of course, it reciprocated, throwing a goat at him, and then the fight
Sorry, I
ensued.
forgot that it threw a goat at him.
Was
It
it a goat or a goot?
It was a goot, yes,
Ah,
a
okay.
goot.
Either way,
a
it was
very
gone.
rare type of goat.
It's one of the screaming ones. Last thing
You
John heard
managed
before being
to,
flogged
through
by
some creative use of spells and cover, and of course John's grapple ability, the motherfucker, you managed to dispatch of the wyvern, and now you stand together, having just defeated it in the old Orcish settlement. What would you like to do?
Make an omelette.
break some eggs. Literally, I would like to break some eggs.
I want to cut its head off.
Okay. Roll a strength check.
Right.
So there's
I should
currently-
have gotten grog out.
So there's currently
Jesse was like, "I'll use that one."
a nest. Yeah.
There is a nest. The egg is rolled out.
I rolled it out downhill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strength.
Yep.
Would it be an idea if we took the egg
15.
back to the settlement? Maybe they it'd probably be better use there.
No, we're taking the head back to the settlement. We're destroying the egg.
Sarah, you begin as you listen to them.
That's one
You
that's
pull
a
out
bit of
your
a
short
stance
sword
for
and
life.
start kind of sawing away at it using draw cuts. And you eventually make your way through to the bone. You have a bit of trouble there, but you get it in between some vertebrae, and then you manage to slice the neck off completely. You now have a wyvern head in your inventory.
Egg. The egg is not wyvern yet.
I'm not writing
He's
that
so
into my
teenagers.
Are you going
inventory.
to smash the egg?
Oh, we don't really have to smash it, do we? Like-
John, should I smash the egg?
I think we should smash the egg.
I smashed the egg. Magic missile.
You magic missile the egg, roll your damage.
I'm gonna roll damage
point
against
of
an
it-
Egg.
Tilcast is that if we leave the egg,
I never
It'll
said
come
we'd
back.
leave it. I said we could
If-
probably take it back to the settlement. They could probably do something with
what?
it.
So they have a pet wyvern?
They got their home.
That's not a good idea.
They're not really a threat.
And if it hatches and they raise it, and then there's an orc raiding party with a freaking wyvern,
Fully.
The egg
Walk
smashes.
over.
Again, they're only doing raids
The egg
because
smashes.
their place was
The
currently
first magic missile
controlled
sends
by
a
a
crack
wyvern.
We don't know that for
across
sure.
the length
That's
of
what
the
they've
egg.
been
The
saying.
second one cracks
We
it
have any-
open, and the third one just annihilates it. It's just goo. It's not even formed into anything at
Nope.
this stage. It's
goo.
obviously a very recently laid egg.
Cast fire something on it, cook it. Let's just eat it.
It's all over the ground, but you're welcome to do
Hold
that
on.
if you like.
Hold on. I got this.
Extra protein from the dirt, man.
Press the digitation.
No.
I'm going to
Press the
clean
digitation on
the
the
egg.
Clean it up!
Get
Presto
rid of
comes
the dirt
last.
so there's just nice clean egg.
Oh dear.
Well. Guess I'm casting that at second level. Do we need to fight again today?
It's probably best not to
I don't
waste
think
the
so.
What's the time?
It's getting towards the end of the day. It took you a little less than a day. It was about mid-afternoon when you first came into the old settlement. So it's mid to
Let's
late
call this
afternoon at
dinner.
stage.
And then we'll make camp, and then we'll go back in the morning.
Burning hands.
Okay.
Gotta use my last second level spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna cook that. I'm gonna cook that bitch.
You
Alright.
could have set up a fire.
we could-
Roll a
Oh no.
survival check for me.
Oh Jesus!
Love crispy eggs.
I've got-
Is it like puffer fish and it's like half poisonous or something?
It's-
50%
Oh, fuck
chance.
off.
I'll be fine.
I just
Yeah,
don't get why we
that's
had
a
to kill it.
6.
I do love your confidence.
It's because I still have my periapt's
I
proof
know.
against poison.
You burning hands what remains of the egg, and it's just a lot of the egg itself was huge.
Yeah.
So it cracking open on the ground is just you burn your hands and the flames come out and they start to cook it. You really can't see what you're doing at this stage. You kind of go, big egg, I'm going to just check it, and you do that just in time to see that you've pretty well and truly cooked it. It's hard yolk.
Awesome.
So you were not far off burning it, but you have a cooked egg.
I'm going to grab one of the
I rolled a
doors
con
that's
check for
been.
the egg.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab one of the doors that's been like knocked down or whatever. And I'm gonna
Use it like a spatula.
put it down against like near it. I'm gonna cast Presto on the on the door, so it's a clean surface, and transfer the egg over. I'm gonna cast Presto on the egg. That way it's clean.
Okay. Okay.
Did
You
it
have
Very hygienic. Very hygienic show.
a very clean egg served on a very clean wooden platter made of a door. It's enough for the whole party, so you all dig in.
This is D&D.
This is D&D.
I told you once, I'll tell you again.
I
For the hell was wearing my rock.
having my rations.
Wow.
He just doesn't want to upset the guard that he intimidated into.
Yeah,
getting
it's
his
true.
rations
He wants to use all of it.
I'm just saying we could have used the egg for something else.
Well, I'm gonna.
We could have sold it. We could have given to the people. That could have given us.
I still don't think giving it to a pile of orcs is a good idea.
Fine, if not the
Is
orcs,
that
we
the
could have given to the
collective noun
guards.
for orcs?
We're gonna take it now.
Pile.
We're gonna sold it on the market.
Pile, yeah.
Kill such a
Why not?
defenseless thing. I just.
Well, I was gonna say party, but that just makes him sound
kill the
very
monster, sure, but not the
bubbly.
egg.
I just think it would be too much of a hassle to try and dispose of it in a way that we thought it wouldn't come back to bite us or someone.
Also,
I wouldn't think.
it's a fudging huge egg. Do you want to carry that and
How
the
big is
wyvern
it?
head?
It was like a good meter in length.
Okay.
I'm talking, and same rough shape as a chicken egg, but fucking huge. Very heavy.
You just
Like,
Sariel,
yeah.
you did notice when Sariel originally pushed it out of its nest, it took a lot of effort. It wasn't just like she walked up to it and pushed it. It was she had to get there and really put her legs into it and lift it out.
I
of its
almost didn't manage to do it.
nest. Yeah.
Like the lip of the nest almost
it was
caught me.
not easy to carry.
I just don't like killing defenseless things. That's just mine. I guess
Hey,
that's
that
preference.
egg had a machine gun.
I mean,
If we,
He's got
okay,
a gun!
I want,
Like, I don't
I
really
want to
think life
note the
begins at
fact that he
conception,
doesn't
so-
like killing eggs. And if we go into a tavern and he has eggs for breakfast, I'm going to rip him a new one.
Wyverns are just big chickens.
Yeah, I mean they are feathery.
I'm serious. I'm going to be like, you hypocrite!
Well, I'll hold you to it.
You have not seen
So,
him yet have an egg.
You all
You're
eat
now
your
vegan.
respective dinners.
yep, I'm using my medium-sized spoon.
I mean,
Specifically, medium-sized spoon.
Yes.
hey, you have a
Your egg.
spoon, don't you? God damn it.
Michael,
Yes.
you effectively beat its parent to death and then use the murder weapon to eat it.
And you're going to say that Silkus has his. Oh, okay. That just is Silkus.
I can't believe he did all that with a spoon.
A spoon.
It's like a
dear.
paddle-sized spoon, though.
No, it's not. It's a medium-sized spoon.
Yeah,
It's
but
a medium-sized serving spoon. It's like the
Yeah.
one that you use for pasta salad.
is it wooden or
It's
like?
the
I
kind
mean,
of
I was
ones that your
imagining it
mum
being
would
a
have
metal
smacked
spoon.
you on the butt with.
That is a
We
powerful-
established that it was wooden.
Quick,
last week,
detect magic on that spoon. It should have been broken by now.
No.
That's a
I'm not going to
tough
ask
spoon.
too
You ever
many
hear anything with a
questions.
wooden spoon? They last pretty long.
Not to kill him. A dragon-like creature. Well, the
Anyway,
Oh man.
so having eaten your respective dinners in your respective ways,
Yep.
uh,
How
Yeah,
how
you're
good is
long
the
resting
egg,
here.
by the way?
it's pretty good. It's pretty
So
good.
we get the long
Well,
rest.
It's like a weird, it's like a weird combination between a regular chicken egg and this weird, like, meaty taste. Like, almost a chickeny taste itself.
It's 4.5 kilos of
So
protein.
it's gamey.
Minimum.
A little bit. A little bit gamey.
I mean, we defeated the monster, so at least that's something. I guess that's enough to celebrate. Anyone's got anything like a drink or something? I think it's
Always.
great.
I'm
Oh,
not
wait.
sure he
Have
should.
you
No.
got like an
I don't really think
unemptiable
so.
No, I just remembered.
flask?
I drank the last of it right before the fight.
You,
I do not have any left.
You gotta do it.
Someone's waking up with a
like,
hangover, bro.
Well,
I would say that there's still enough alcohol swimming around in his system. He's still going to be hungover.
so if
tomorrow.
we rinse him, we have enough for a few cups.
Yeah.
John, do you have a moment actually?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna take you aside, just away from the prying eyes and ears.
Of our
No.
comrades, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Go on.
Just away so they can't hear.
Noted.
So, John. So, it's not really one. I don't really do this kind of thing. It feels a bit kind of off. But you said it was your birthday yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, it was.
Sorry, I couldn't really. I was preoccupied, just trying to get here, really, and I actually did have something for you. I just
Oh,
didn't think it was the time.
thank you.
I take out a really nice looking flask, and I want to take you aside because I know for a fact if I showed you in front of certain people, I'll probably get my ass kicked. So don't tell Sal about this, and I hand it to you.
Thank you. Does it
Is
feel?
it full?
Yes. Is it full? Is the important question.
It's
Please tell me it's commemorative.
I'll let you spend an extra.
got no
I'll let you spend an extra
insides.
gold for a nice alcohol to be in there.
Sure. You get Lunan Lichen.
There you go. It's a really nice flask. It's this nice solid silver flask.
See,
I
what
can
you're
see
doing
him
right
holding
now
it
is
from the
enabling.
Sorry, steel flask
Yeah.
with this
I
really
am
pretty
not- he's not.
silver trimming and this
Well,
nice ornate kind of engraving on it. Really, really pretty thing. You don't know where Silver's got it, but
While I understand Cyril's point about you have any drinking, I understand that, but I find it my way of life is not to control others. So if you do what you want, by all means. But
you can't even be angry.
I know.
and she can't even. Be
Hannah's angry.
All I'm saying is, don't go too crazy with it. But yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. I'll sort of clap you on the shoulder, sort of thing.
not a problem.
Yeah.
It was my pleasure. At least I could do, because in the end, birthdays are one of the
Hey,
few
can I do
things
you
a
a
person
favour?
can have. Can really actually own. So.
Clap Josh on the shoulder.
Ah, God. And I'll just walk back.
Okay.
Do you have any?
Right before he gets back, we're going to use prestidigitation to make a really strange smell right at the tip of Sulphur's tail.
Roll an intelligence check for Sulfur.
I thought you were going to ask me to roll one for me. Okay, hang on. I need to find her stats page. It's one thing I forgot to do. She has a -4 in intelligence. Did you know that?
Yeah.
-4 to
That's a
intelligence.
4.
4.
It's a
Yeah,
4.
she spends
She is a not smart.
she spends a
Sulfur.
good 30 seconds chasing her own tail, wondering what this new smell is before it goes away, and she very confused.
Archibald is laughing out loud.
Yeah.
I want to throw a rock at Archibald. Just like
Stop
a
throwing
small kind of,
things.
small kind of pebble, just something to annoy him and let him know I know he did that.
Actually, we came back.
You
to
know
see
that she knows you did that.
We
Oh, I
back
know.
To the stone throwing him. Just like, okay. So,
I'm not gonna tell Sulfur he did it. I'm just gonna.
So, what's the plans now?
Don't you get involved, Sariel. This is between me and the wolf.
Mm.
So, what?
I've
the
got to
plan
use
now?
that nose, you know.
We want to go back to the orcs obviously and tell them that what's been done. And what's the
We
next plan
probably
from
want
that?
to camp first, head back in the morning.
Well, yes, but I'm talking about more the
After
long.
that, we go
the
back to
overall
my.
plan.
We make sure that the orcs come back here. We go back to the Mestrejarl. Tell her that we've done the deed. She will give us the authorization to get a few battery packs. We get the battery packs. We go kill pestilence.
Great.
We meet up
I mean,
with
there should be a
Fenrir
few
and we kill him.
couple steps in between the going to kill pestilence, but
No, that's everything.
Well,
Alright,
I
well-
mean,
I'm just saying there's
I
probably
suppose there's travel steps. We need to get there, and
we got plenty.
we need
a
to
day.
meet up with,
minimum most likely.
and we got to meet up with Fenrir, and then once we're at that, it's just whoop, whoop, off he goes.
I mean, we don't need to do any scouting or anything, Silkus, because Fenrir's going to be doing it for us. So
That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's
once
what
we get there, get an update from him, we should be right.
I was also just considering recently. We've been currently traveling along, and there's been not a lot of there's been a lot of spending on my end, which is perfectly fine. I'm happy to do that. But what would happen if that certain amount of money runs out?
Have you run out of money? Are you asking us for a loan?
Oh no,
Small
no,
loan?
no, small loan of
Well-
$1 million.
GP.
Million GP.
Silkus,
Yes.
I currently have 6 gold, 15 copper, and 4 silver total.
Mm.
So
I'm not-
I don't have a lot.
I know that's what I'm trying to
and
say
since
though.
you've been out, like off with the fairies, in a way, sick, in another,
Metabolism was
just
hit quite hard
not
that time.
here 100%. We've actually been paying our way.
That-
You haven't been
understandable.
bankrolling us.
Fair.
The only time we almost got you to bankroll us was when we went to buy the batteries.
Yeah, I couldn't really.
Yeah,
afford
that's
a little bit too
was a
steep for
bit
me.
much.
A little
If
bit
you're
much.
out of money, it's because you keep drinking.
No, I'm not. Look, what I'm trying to say is we should probably look at long-term wise folk when it comes to actual money. We probably should be taking something maybe, jobs. And when I'm saying jobs,
Yeah.
I mean like obviously we could probably do more of this kind of thing, more hunting or more
Maybe
that kind of thing.
we should look into seeing if there's somewhere that has a reward for Pestilence's death that we could then
That's a very good point as well.
collect on.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm not saying like, look, I'm not broke per
Looking
se.
pointedly at the DM right now.
I'm just saying that we're constantly rushing to this one thing that we're gonna be probably get to a point where like, oh, we can't actually afford that like we just did before.
Upside, even if there isn't a reward, Silkus, we probably will build quite a lot of renown for being the people who kill Pestilence. That
That's
could open doors for jobs for us.
a very good point. At the same time, from what I was told and for what we know, not a lot of people know of this pestilence. So there's not really much we can go on with that. So if we say, oh, we killed this thing, they're like, well, we didn't even know that it existed, so we thought it was just making it up. So there's not really much to bank on per se. So I'm just saying we shouldn't put all our wyverns in one nest per se.
You think there are more out there?
Oh, I'm sure there is. But what I'm saying is, if we go back to the town, maybe we should look around for like low level stuff just until we just to help, just in case we could run into obstacles that where we actually have to pay for something so we can afford it. You know? Does that make sense?
I feel like that
I mean,
is
we
a
can
good
look for a bounty board.
suggestion,
You know.
but I also think that goes lower on the to-do list than killing, the mass murderer who's trouncing across the countryside.
And
Sure, but-
also, we can't leave Fenrir for too long.
Absolutely.
He might
I'm
do
not.
something stupid.
You might despawn.
Cancel as a mobcat.
We can always, after we've killed Pestilence, we can always go back into Yolm and
I'm just saying, like,
look for a
if
bounty
we
board.
run into another obstacle like we did with the batteries, there might not be another option there to barter. I'm just saying.
Everyone has a price.
I didn't know that.
Fetched quests are quite profitable.
So I've been told. So I've heard. So I'm just there's
At
I'm
least the
just
4
saying
people
something-
that I've ever met have had a price. So 2 bartenders, the dude at the shipyard, and the Mestrejarl.
Fair.
And the orc.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying is there's something to consider. Because if we keep continue without even giving that a second thought, then we end up just broke.
I'm about to go to bed, but I will be taking third watch.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
I've said all I want to say for the conversation, and
Is
I'm just
there,
like,
is there
"Yeah, good night
anything
then."
else that you would all like to do?
Yes, sort of. Just give me a second.
Glenn's-
Continue.
Archibald's going to.
Glenn, what are you doing?
Archibald and Glenn emerge.
Archibald's gonna just
Takes off mask.
take more time to ponder the wand and find out why it was working normally and not like that colossally unbalanced thing that he had before.
I'm going to see
Silka secretly swapped it up for another one in the night.
Roll an Arcana.
short battery though. Like I just swap the batteries out because my
Yeah.
staff needs something better.
Oh, no.
I'm seeing
That's
him.
single digits.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Archibald do kind of ponder, and I'll walk over.
No wonder I rolled low. I got interrupted during meditation.
Yeah.
I see having a bit of trouble with your wand. Happens to everybody.
No,
Performance
I'm
issues.
It's a shame.
I'm just considering it, meditating on it, trying
I'll
to figure out if there's anything up there in this age worth of like information that I can't access about it.
Well, that brings an interesting segue to why I'm actually here.
What did you just say?
I haven't
Did you
segue.
say segue?
Segue.
Yep.
Yep. I rolled on over. I haven't really been actually all that helpful, and with current problem, I got something that I want to try a few things and see if something could maybe jog your memory. Something, because there's one thing about I don't know if you're per se. You're definitely one of arcane.
I think that much is clear.
That's quite obvious. However, people that study this kind of thing tend to use a book, a spell book, if you will, and where we jot down our spells, and that's where we learn, and we continually memorize, and we continually focus, and that's how we get our stuff. I have a few notes, a few stuff that I've written down over the past probably month or so, and I want you to give them a read, and then I also take over my cane. I want you to see if you can. I want you to cast through this, and I want to see if anything could maybe jog your memory. And I also pass the books. I passed you a grey, completely non-descriptive book. It looks absolutely like if it was mixed with everything else, it would been completely oblivious to be noticed. Like no one would ever see it really. And I also give you another book which is brown, and it's brown with it's a bit more descriptive in symbols. And if you open it up, you see different kinds of strategies within different kind of information about a lot of how arcane works, how the symbols, how the tats and work, and then you see the grey book, which is Silkus's spell book. You look in there, you see his list of spells that he's done, a few ones that he has not cast yet, more like a lot of question marks on those ones, kind of just like constantly trying to learn. I want you to try and have a look at these, see if something might jog your memory.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, I do have, if you don't mind, when I was studying at the academy, we were taught how to use through an arcane focus and different type of techniques to memorize spells. You don't seem to have that kind of problem per se, but at the same time, do you know what you're even casting per se? because it
I'm
seems.
gonna light up all the runes that light up for Magic Missile, even though I can't cast it.
Yeah.
Well, this one's Magic Missile. I figured that one out.
How do you figure that was Magic Missile though? Did there
Well,
something that
Projectile, force, speed, range.
Alright, if you don't mind, do you mind just if I just analyze go over your tats as well? Maybe together we can be able to figure this out.
What languages
Obviously-
do you know, Zoe?
No.
God, I've been talking to him so much today.
I'm gonna.
Silkus, what languages do you know?
Well, I know Common, Elvish, and Orcish.
Okay, what languages do you know?
Um,
It should be on there.
I think together
it's
we
not
could be able to figure
for
something out.
thematic reasons.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, never mind. My bad.
He does remember. How can you
I
ask
played
him?
myself.
As a DM, technically you are.
Okay.
I'm just thinking like, we'll probably spend the next few days or so just go over the books. I'm going to be able to show you a few techniques, a few lessons that I was taught through my professors and maybe try and joke something. Because who knows, maybe you actually did study at the Academy in Chimera. That was a possibility.
wouldn't you have seen me there if I did?
For the past few years, no, you do not ring a bell at all.
Okay.
That being said, I stuck to one side for the most part, and I spent most of my time doing pranks, if anything. So, that being said, you could have been somewhere else. You could have been studying in a secluse. Heck, you could have been in another whole entire place, but we don't know. Got no information to back that on, so... If anything on the notes that I've shown in any lessons could help.
You see, Archibald, as you flip through the books, you see
As you do.
a number of exercises, some showing how to trace glyphs to cast spells using a focus, others showing how to modulate spells with a specific modulator, which is a different type of focus. There are a whole bunch of spells and how they're cast. There are a lot of explanations on the basics of Umbral technology. So, because you essentially you know that wizards are basically the electricians of the world. Electricians,
Do they have
electrical
unions?
engineers. So you basically were studying to become an electrical engineer, something along those
Just
lines.
like me.
And there's a lot of basic explanations of certain functions of Umbra and how it forms spells. You do roll an intelligence check for me.
You also, if
Can
you,
it be a specific type of intelligence?
No.
Oh my god!
oh,
No,
that's,
fuck off.
oh man.
That Archibald die, I'm just going to take that. That's my golden snitch.
Fuck off.
You don't get that
I
sort
just
of
want
power.
to, if you're actually also reading through the brown one, you do see strategies, you just see like a small, like almost like chunk of information on everyone here. So you see information that I've written down about you,
The brown one
information
or the
about-
grey one?
Brown,
Alright.
of John, Sariel, and Sulfur. Also a bit of Fenrir, and Pestilence has also been written in there.
Very interested to find out what you've written about me. Please,
Okay,
immediately,
give me
word
a
for word.
intelligence check.
I'm reading it.
I
I
wrote-
understand
if he
whatever
finds
language
this,
you wrote in.
then he does indeed
It's all
read it.
in Orc. And no,
You picked the one!
The one language he doesn't know.
Wait. What if you make a dexterity check, and if you fail the dexterity
Oh,
check, then he can't read it?
I'll allow it.
there is no way Silkus can fail.
I'll allow it.
He's got like a +5. It's been a while.
Wow.
Actually, that's pretty good. That's 18.
You go flip to a page and he's like, oh wait, here, I'll take that off you really quick.
I was thinking he had very immaculate handwriting.
Oh yeah, no, he's got the
It's just
Travis
orcish, so
cursive
looks like crap anyway.
cursive writing and everything. Yeah, I do take that. Like, obviously, you do see the names. I kind of
Keeping notes.
keep a note. Yeah, it pays to be prepared. Here, look, I don't want to be secretive against the group that much. So I do like show you what I've written about you.
Okay. This is in Orcish. I can't read it.
All right, well, let me.
Why are you writing notes about me in Orcish?
Honestly, I change my languages around to keep practice.
Right.
So, you see, well, one is prone to combustion, hence with the wand. Memory relapse, which has caused harm in the past. Unstable, however, very eager to charge ahead and to fight without hurting others, hurting your own team. You're very brave. Aggressive to a small point, but not overly excessive. And quite matter of fact type person. It's a bit more to it, but that's the gist of it.
You know what I've written about you? Absolutely nothing, because I don't have any books. However,
I can get
from
your
what I
books.
can tell from what I know about you, you're running away. You've taken everything that you've gotten in your entire life, and you've packed up and you've ran away. And if you hadn't have run into me in that alley, I don't think anyone would have noticed that you were gone. Am I right?
You're quite perceptive. I'll give you that. To be fair, I wasn't really being too subtle about it, I guess.
Not really.
It's not
did-
per
I
se
have a-
running, but I do.
I've got a question for you,
Sure, go ahead.
and I don't know if it's written in your book. You took it off me before I got a chance to find out. What do you know about the Volkmeier military?
What do I know about the Volkman
Make a history
military?
check.
I really gotta get proficient in that fucking skill.
It's great. I love being proficient
How are
in that
you
skill.
proficient in history? The one with amnesia.
I remember things. Oh my god.
Wow. That poor microphone.
Someone
so
didn't
sorry,
pay
audience.
attention in their history class.
I rolled
I
a.
think that was a 6.
Yeah, I think it was a 6 too. No, it was a 5. Sorry.
I'm sure it was a 6.
No, it was 5.
It was, yeah, 8.
8?
Yeah.
You know that pretty much the extent of your knowledge of the Volkmeier military, you said? Just yeah, okay. Pretty much the extent of what you know about the Volkmeier military is that they are the primary force in the Isareth-Volkmeier War. Isareth and Volkmeier both being located on the smallest continent that doesn't have natural umbral access. It's called Nisbile, is the continent. If you grab the world map that's just there in front of you, you'll see it down in the bottom right. Yep, there you go, all the way over there.
Oh my
near
word, it's
Thorgrathon.
like Tasmania.
Yep, so it doesn't have an umbral generator on it, and is the only continent that doesn't. You know that the Isareth-Volkmeier War has been raging for a while. You don't exactly remember why. And Volkmeier specifically receives aid directly from Yusen.
Is that right? I do say that. However, it's more when I don't really remember why it all started. But then again, with most military and war in itself, a lot of people end up the cause of it all kind of gets lost in history, which is honestly the worst thing about it. Because while there is death, but if there's no reason behind the death or reason people forget, that's the worst bit about it. Because all it becomes just bloodshed. Yes, I am. I guess I could say I am running. I suppose you could say that. It's more that I'm done with the Neward family per se. Archmage of Chimera. he's my father, and I've been very outspoken against the military tactics and military happenings. And for the most part, I've been treated. The family doesn't really take a liking to it. Most of my family has treated me like almost like a kid being rebellious, and maybe that could be the case. You know, I'm not exactly old. You know, I'm not exactly the type that, you know, within time comes experience, and with experience comes knowledge. But what I see, what I know, I don't like, and sadly, my father didn't. I mean, it's kind of a blessing. I'll tell you a little bit about my father. He is very formal. He's very strong. He's terrifying, actually. He's definitely a type that has toughest upper lip ever seen. He's done. I've seen some things, and yeah,
Sorry.
it's just not. It's not my thing. It's not me. And my sister, she's works for my father, bodyguard really, if anything, and she's treated me that of a child as well, but more demeaning than anything, and every chance she got, she would just push me, do something kind of. I guess you could say my family was the closest people I know, and they were the bullies, if anything. My mum, she doesn't even want to remember my name, honestly. So yes, I'm running, but in a sense, it's running for a reason. It's more just getting away from what isn't me.
Well, the world's full of bullies.
That's true. That's very true. I've fought my bloody share. I tell you, I've fought quite a lot of it. When I'll tell you what. I'm a bit of a. I like a bit of a game. I'll give you two truths, one lie about me. One, I often drunk a lot at a bar in Camira in the slums. I had dealings with a guild. Not exactly the most legal terms, but I should say, but I did. And three, I once slept on the streets.
Slept on the streets is totally the lie.
Holy shit, you're awake.
You guys talk pretty loud.
You would be correct, Sariel.
Come on,
I never
you
lived
couldn't
on
even
the street.
sleep on the floor without mumbling about a pillow.
Do you want to? If you've been paying attention, you've been listening in, or
No, I just woke up to that. Sorry.
well, I will say thank you for the pillow, and that pillow has been. Honestly, I'm pretty sure. I don't really get gifts. People don't really give much to me, and I don't really mind that. Honestly, I prefer to give than receive. But
Can we note that Sulfur blinks off really quietly?
Roll a stealth check for Sulfur.
oh no! But the pillow was probably one of the first gifts in a very long time, so I do
16.
appreciate that.
And then roll a survival check for Sulfur.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Someone's
Noted.
getting a rabbit.
I'm a bit disappointed by it, but I'm pretty certain that John fell asleep while you were still talking about magic and hasn't woken up since. So he'll have missed this.
Okay, to be fair. Okay, I was lying. I did sleep on the streets at least once. It was
Were
I
you
was
drunk?
I was absolutely drunk, but I did sleep on the streets and there was no way to get back to the town to the estate, the Newood estate. But I woke up in a small alleyway. It was not far from the pub, but yeah, I did. The one that was a lie. Please.
Guild. The dealings of the guild.
Yes, that is definitely a lie. I don't know much about guilds, honestly. I gotta be honest. I know barely anything about guilds. If I did, I would probably join one of them. Like, not the illegal ones, obviously. But that adventure guild, maybe. But I never really knew much about them. But there you go. I take notes because I gotta be careful on who I'm with. And you never know if it could be my family sending agents by to keep a watch over me, because that's kind of what they do. They kind of, well, they're not really trusting, and why should they be? I mean, they're the top, they're the highest of the high. Like, Newood family is a powerful family. If anything happens to me, it could be absolutely catastrophic. And despite the fact that I don't really care, I also am just aware that they could do something to me if I do the wrong thing by them.
So what are you going to do about that? Sounds like they've got control over you.
Oh,
They've still got control over you, even though you are out in the middle of Orktown.
well, for the time being, I'm still. I wanted to leave, to run, but I've always wanted. You know, I had a friend. He was the bravest person I ever know, and I always strive to be like him. He had the stupidest saying, the absolute stupidest saying, but it oddly made sense.
Can I have a flashback?
Can I
I'd
have a
li-
flashback?
I'd like-
Roll
to
an
have a
attack roll
flashback.
against Silkus. No, I'm kidding.
Anna, if you're listening, that's a quote right there.
Ooh. 13.
13.
Can I have a flashback?
I feel like I know what you're about to say.
And what say that? No?
This is Glenn speaking.
Oh,
Glenn knows what you're about to say, and it's upsetting.
well,
Go on.
it was. He used to say, "You never fear the fall.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Never fear the fall, because if you do, you may never jump." And it's something I try to live by. And running away.
You're striking out, keep you from playing the game.
What was that, sorry?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
And so I wanted to go on an adventure, be the hero, be the person what I used to be in the city. And the first few days, I gotta be honest, doing this travel kind of knocked me out of whack, if you will.
Didn't notice
Oh,
one
great.
bit
Ah,
at all.
perfect. Hmm.
Not even a little. Especially not when you got sick.
Oh, great. That makes me feel all kinds of confidence, if you will. So I want to continue along. I do want to go south. That's no lie.
Do you want to go south or do you want to go east?
I might go fucking east, you prick. Give me a fucking map. So
It's right there. Look at it.
Rip up the map so I can be ignorant.
I'll just put a map here behind, on the wall.
Oh, that's a cool idea, actually. I like that.
I do like that idea.
Anyway. So, the time being, that's kind of why I decided decided to fight Pestilence. It's kind of my change of heart on that was straight up, I was thrown for a loop going out on travel, and I got very, very insecure and very cautious of everything. But since I got to this city, everything started to return. Like confidence. It is where I am. It's where I belong in a sense. But it made me think. Pestilence is the best thing that could have happened. Honestly, get a chance to actually live by the words that my friend gave me, and I don't want anyone else to get hurt, and I don't want the innocent people to. I never wanted innocent people to get hurt, and that's kind of why I guess I.
Can Sulfur come back right as he's getting this kind of emotional and drop something on his legs?
She's still out hunting.
That's kind of. I guess that's kind of why I didn't want to kill the egg. And to your point before, yes, I guess you could call it vegan, per se. I don't really eat meat. I mean, to get this complexion, you don't really eat meat. To be honest, you get
to
oil.
get that
Oil.
complexion, you don't go outside.
Okay, that's kind of racist. This is normal for elves.
This is racist.
This is normal for elves.
Not necessarily. You don't see me being that color.
Oh no, you're.
Sariel's tanned as hell.
Oh, well, maybe it's just a city elf thing. So, either way, yeah. So I want to be more helpful in this group now. I feel like this could be a good opportunity for me, but I do want to say that there's got to be some kind of back and forth per se. Okay, I'm being as helpful as possible. I've not shy away from being helpful. I've been
humble too.
You're not there.
Yeah,
The
you're not
narrator.
always
there.
The narrator.
A booming voice comes down from the sky.
And humble.
The narrator, and he was always humble. Anyway,
In a very sarcastic tone, we begin to hear about Lucas's humbleness.
so I just don't want you to get the wrong idea. I'm not.
You're not our bank.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I still have a bit of. I'm not exactly broke right now. What I was saying before, though, was something that we should all be concerned about.
That's true.
I'll tell you how much I
I
have.
agree,
If
I
that
just-
makes you feel better.
I don't think
No,
we need
I
to
just
know.
want you to know that we don't see you that way.
Okay, because the words say one thing, but the actions say another. And
It's the reason we haven't made you pay anything since we got gold.
then the narrator said because Josh had no control of his bank.
Yeah, but if Josh had no
No, I
control
was
of his
you-
bank,
you
why the
were
hell
paying for
would we
yourself.
spend all the money that Josh had?
You might notice
You
the
guys
goal
tried.
has changed.
I watched a live stream. You guys wanted access to Silkus' bank. I know things.
That's because we didn't have 300 gold between us.
Each.
yeah, each.
But, Silkus,
Mm.
you have to understand that the exception of you and John, so basically me, Sariel, and Sulfur, we
Yeah.
have had practically nothing. I am a weapon. I seem to have been designed to be a weapon. The spells that are surfacing seem to be point and shoot weapons. If I had more gold, I would pay my way more. I don't see you as a bank, but at the same time, sometimes you've just got to point and shoot. And so in combat, I appreciate the buffs that you give the group. I can't do that. I physically can't. I don't have the runes for it.
And that's why I want to be able to help you, per se, tune your weapon. I want you to be. I want to get your memories back as much, not obviously as much as you. No one
To
can.
be fair,
let's
I
be
wouldn't
honest.
mind him tuning his weapons either. He did almost light my home on fire.
I'll put it out.
I just want. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about. I'm not the idea that I'm happy to keep spending to help anyone out. That's not a problem. The whole point of that, though,
Yeah.
was saying that if that ever ends up running out,
I understand.
that
and,
was all it was. It's not
honestly-
saying that you guys think of me as a bank.
If we end up going back to
Yon.
Yom, and we
Sorry, it was the expression on his face.
That's what I say when I
well,
meditate.
once Pestilence is dead, and we go back to Yom, and maybe then we can pick up some bounty missions, and then you can point, and I will shoot.
I should also say, quick question though, for the DM, did I do? Silkus has turned to face nothing.
Keep
did
doing that
Silkus
smile.
write those letters? Did that actually happen?
Yes.
In the idea of also being able to help you out, I've sent a letter to correspondence to some contacts in the city that I've forgotten the name. Ken. City of Ken. To see if I can find any more information. And you and I, when we get back to town, you and I are going to go book shopping. We're going to find all kinds of magic, and we're going to get you an actual something to a notebook, just to write down everything that you need. Because the best
Be
thing
useful
about
for writing down some memories.
that's it.
That's
And
very
I'm going to
sweet.
look for a spell that can actually maybe help you with that. Because I do have an idea.
Got one more question for you,
Sure.
because I'm very tired and I need to wake up before a wolf.
Forget. Go on.
The wanted posters that have my picture and the 50,000 gold reward.
Ah, yes.
They say last sighted in proximity to the mausoleum. The mausoleum is in Chimeria, right?
I do believe so.
That was the subject of the posting. Yes.
Okay.
We could always go back.
So
if we
the
want to.
further away from Chimeria I am, the less likely to be hunted I am.
That is very Oh, most likely.
Okay.
There's guaranteed that there's probably no one's actually heard of you in this town.
And from what you've told me of your family, sounds like my particular spell list might be of interest to your father and your sister.
Definitely could be the thing.
If I have to, when it comes to protecting me or them, who are you going to side with?
Well,
Let's hope it doesn't come to it. But
answer me this question. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to get what you want?
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Are you willing to actually hurt an innocent person if they found out?
No.
Then I'll be on your side.
Okay.
On that note, I think you probably need to
I
get
go
some
to sleep.
sleep.
I
I
go to-
do this.
That's
like,
your watch.
That's what I do. I just say you probably need some sleep.
Are
I
you
just do that.
staying up?
It's
That's half your That's half your thing.
I'm gonna wait till Sulphur gets back before I go to sleep because I don't trust that wolf.
Did you even see her leave?
You didn't see her leave.
I look around and see her not there.
Did I see her believe?
No.
Damn it!
I'm very disappointed
Is she
to have
back
missed
yet?
that, but
Not yet.
yeah.
No.
I mean, hey, that's fine.
Do you have any? You probably should get some sleep as well. You gonna still doing your watch?
I'm gonna pretend to sleep, so he'll not pester me. But
Aw.
I'm also kind of staying awake until Sulphur gets back.
Okay.
On that note, I'm going to. I guess I'm going to continue. We didn't say who's going first watch though, because I'm guessing this.
It's you.
You too.
Right.
Oh.
That was your watch.
I'll
then.
continue onwards until.
Should I have rolled a perception check at all throughout that?
Your passive perception is good enough.
I'm gonna go for the next couple hours or so before I get the next person up.
Okay, so you're going to just take the next watch.
Yeah, I'll take out another book of mine and
Roll a perception check.
yep.
I just love the image of like all three of you waiting for Sulfur to get back.
And then she.
Perception. Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
dang it.
actually how you
Yeah,
sound
11.
like to hear every night?
11.
I would.
You scratch your quill all
Big
night.
guy.
Yep, I
Big
take out
bumpy
I
hairy
take
guy
out
with a spoon going.
my black leather book and my yellow book, and I start writing more.
You scratch your quill all night.
I mean,
And
it's the only way, man. It's the only way you can do it.
eventually you decide that it's time to go into trance. You wake up.
Shaking though.
Sariel, who says she'd take third watch, you wake Sariel up. And it was now your watch, Sariel. Make a perception check for me.
Is my freaking wolf back yet?
No, not yet.
I'm actually getting a little worried now.
Natural 20 on
Been
that
like a couple
survival check.
hours.
She definitely survived.
Oh no.
14.
14. Okay. You go most of your watch. There isn't much in the way of sounds happening around you right now. It's all blocked by the mountains that surround you here. In the sky, you don't see anything much either. Nothing much changes in your current location. But towards the end of your watch, you do see movement out towards the way you had come. You see this jerky movement as just as Sulfur comes back in, dragging behind her a full-blown cockatrice. She, as you watch, she drags it about 100 feet. You don't know where she's brought it from or where she found it, but she drags it in and dumps it on top of John. Before excitingly wagging her tail and sitting on her haunches. John, you wake up to this cockatrice face just right there.
It's like, did I miss something? Is it my watch? Why is this? And I'll like push it off me.
All humans look the same, just Sulfur.
You actually just kind of sit up and look around. You see Sulfur right there, looking at you excitedly.
You are.
No, as in you.
You already gave me a birthday present, bud. You're a bit late on this one. And I give him some scratches.
She trots off.
Yep.
My opinion on this matter is that she saw you get something and she thought that she had to kind of one-up it.
So, Sariel, it is the end of your watch. John has now
No,
woken up.
Am I waking up?
John's already awake. He's on the last
Oh,
watch,
right.
so,
Okay, there you go then.
It is now
Yeah. So
your
I'm
turn,
gonna
so
take a
perception
seat
check for me.
far enough away that I'm not like heavily smelling cockatrice blood, and then
Yep. Okay.
sweet.
Very
20.
nice. 20.
Dirty 20.
You have a relatively uneventful watch. Eventually, the sky starts to lighten and your party begins to wake. Sulfur has been out hunting all night and so misses her opportunity to harass Archibald because he wakes up first. She's very tired. But you all eventually come to. Do you want to use this opportunity or...
I'm. Silkus.
Blueberries.
You've got a ribbon, right? You seem like the type of person to have a ribbon.
Oh, I'm sure somewhere. No, that's a bow.
That'll do.
Sure, it's a neck. It's a neck
Yep.
tie. Oh, alright.
Oh, for God's sake, you're going to put a bow tie on my wolf.
It's
I'm
a
going
necktie.
to put a bow
How
tie on
dare
her
you.
wolf.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
Oh, it's gonna look so cute though. That's gonna look
What
cute.
colour is
It's
it?
gonna look like Evie
It's
from Pokemon.
it is a nice purple.
This dice.
It's a nice
Can I
purple
roll
with
again?
bit of goldish.
You
kind of tinge.
get up to Sulfur, you go start putting it on, and you begin to tie it, but her ears flick, and she wakes up and sees you. She doesn't know what you're doing.
I
She
look
just
her
sees that you're
square in the face, and I'm like, hi, and I like scratch her behind the ears.
Make a
and
sleight of
I
hand
finish
check.
finish tying it.
She doesn't know what you're doing. Natural 19, what's that?
So, sleight of hand, you say? Pretty sure I know this, but it's not one that I use often. 21.
21. There is now a bow on Sulphur. Your scratching has distracted her enough that she doesn't realise it's happened.
So, do we get this added to the overall picture we're doing?
Oh,
here?
where's the bow? Where's the bow though? Is it like here?
Good
Or is it
lord.
like around here?
You had to
No,
do
bow
this.
tie.
Oh, the bow tie. We're actually
No,
doing
I'd
bow
say
tie.
it's
Yeah.
kind of
Okay.
like a collar. Like
Yeah,
she's
kinda like
got
a collar.
really
That's a-
little.
Why do I have such a large bow tie?
It's tied very loose.
So-
A slight breeze could knock it off.
With that, a couple of you finish off what remains of the wyvern egg for breakfast. A couple of you eat your. Hard rations.
do reluctantly eat the egg.
Okay.
Reluctantly.
And you begin heading back to Gruel's camp. The day goes by relatively quickly. You know the route. The map helps even more. And turns out that the route back is a little easier than the route you took to get here in the first place. It's mostly more downhill instead of having to scale things. You're more just dropping down them. And so you do have a bit of an easier time. It goes a little bit quicker for you. You reach the new Orcish settlement that you originally met them in. And as you enter, you see them all bustling around. The women, the children, the men. Women and men both in armor alike or doing menial tasks. Orcs seem to be a relatively equal society by the looks of it. As opposed to some of the things that the rest of you have seen occasionally, where either the women or the men of the society tend to take more roles of authority. But orcs seem, and you're used to this, to be much more egalitarian in nature and just kind of,
Retroactively, I have shoved the wyvern's head into the bag of holding, freaking out the cleaner in the vault at the time.
Okay.
And so we have that.
Yes.
We do have that.
Yes, I know. I figured you had it. You cut it off.
Yep.
You went to all that trouble.
I wouldn't have forgotten it.
Gruel sees you come into the campsite. You see over to your right, once again, that cage that's got that horrid-looking green thing in it. But he approaches you and kind of walks up and, "Hello, have you done it?"
Hopefully that satisfies you.
"That you have."
Yep.
"We appreciate it. Thank you.
It's the least we could do.
That's as much proof as we need. Would you like me to take that off your hands, or would you like to hold on to it?"
I don't want it anywhere near me.
There you go.
Probably it goes.
I'm
It clashes
good.
against my
You
clothes.
can keep it.
All right, and he picks it up and tosses it in the direction of the cages. You see briefly this thing getting a little agitated at the sight of this wyvern head flying towards it, but they both settle down eventually, the wyvern head and the whatever it is. And Gruel says, "I'll mobilize the settlement immediately. We'll be out of here by the end of the day." It's about early afternoon at this stage. Your trip back has taken most of the day, but he
I will
gives you this
sit
assurance.
where we're talking to him, cross-legged, and play my flute until they leave.
And I'm just going to kind of have a little beat, bounce to the.
I am going to just, for my own reassurance. So no more caravan attacks.
No more caravan attacks.
No more scavenging.
Do I
Well,
believe?
scavenging will still do, but not up here.
Okay,
we
thank
gotta
you.
eat.
My one request. Can we get that in writing?
Do you have paper?
I take
We
out
do.
a couple of documents. I just reply in Orcish. He's Orcish, yeah. He's Orc, yeah. It's like formalities, insurance.
You are very weird. He takes a bit of charcoal that he had on him and scribbles this pretty much illegible, but it is in Orcish, statement, just stating that he's mobilizing the settlement. and
To
moving
make
on.
sure this actually is concreted, we need witnesses for this one. So if someone else wants to sign besides me, so I sign. Like compared to that, I sign like very eloquently. What's it? Curvis.
Cursive.
Cursive.
My signature, and like anyone else want to witness? I had to give
No,
someone
I think
like,
that
oh.
will do. I think we've.
I'll
put this-
sign it,
He hands
and
it back and
I'm gonna surprise Silkus by having like even prettier handwriting than him.
All right.
Okay.
I appreciate a good handwriting.
Does Fenrir also have really good handwriting? Because I'm assuming he taught you to write.
No, Sulfur has amazing
No,
handwriting.
Her parents taught the wolves. They taught her.
Excuse me, but my father taught me to write.
It's just a paw print.
My human father taught me to write.
I misremembered your backstory. I thought
I
more-
was 12 when he died.
I don't know. Maybe this might
Never
be best.
mind then.
Probably best
Apologies.
for another to get into that another time.
I will say
Once-
that Fenrir did teach me to write in Abyssal, but that ain't pretty. No, not Abyssal, with Infernal, but that ain't pretty.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty language.
After he hands it back and you moving to get a witness, he immediately sees you doing this and turns around, and you hear him shouting out to the rest of the settlement, start giving orders for people to pack up. It's obvious he's mobilizing them now, and everyone's obeying. They're all running around. You can see people entering the small tents that they had set up, and some people are starting to come out with large rucksacks full of their belongings, and people are gathering at the entrance that you used to come back just now, heading back south. So you can see that they are ready to move.
Well, pleasure doing business with you, Kroll.
And you, thank you.
Glad we could liberate your town. I'm sorry for the door, but it's very clean.
Well, it's very clean. It's probably the cleanest it's ever been.
Fair enough.
It's
And I don't have to see it to know that.
Well, best of luck to you.
And to you.
Dalara, watch over you, and I'll head off.
And I go.
To you too. He has no idea what you're doing. So he goes back to mobilizing the camp, and you all head out the northern entrance of the place. As you emerge from this campsite, another scout, one of the Mestrejarl's scouts, comes out again from kind of around in a
Do I
little
see it
nook.
coming this time?
You see they come out about 40 feet ahead of you.
Okay.
And then approach you and
If it just appeared, I would have just
Yeah, just
sucked
like
him.
into the frame.
just in your face.
It's like here, just like bends
Good
up,
choice.
knocks you in the chin. It's like, oh god.
You see them approach you. You're out of sight of the orc settlement now. You can't see what they're doing anymore. But the scout comes up to you and says, "Your task is complete. I will vouch for it. I have seen it. Well, I have seen the return at least.
Would you mind signing this document? Get it
There's
witness.
no
That's-
need for that.
I just like good signatures.
We will meet you back in Yolm." And then walks off ahead of
Quick,
you.
do I believe him though?
Sweet. Looks
Rolling
like your
insight check.
poison necklace is a
Actually-
permanent addition.
Being serious though,
Aha.
I did ask though
Yeah.
previously when the orc said he wouldn't. Do I believe them?
I wonder if this will
When
even
what?
help me
When
against
when Archibald was
what's his
asking the orc
pest?
if he, no more attacking caravan
Sorry.
and whatnot. He said
Pestilence,
he
you
wouldn't.
know.
I asked,
Oh,
do
there.
I believe him?
I guess we'll
What was
find
it?
out.
I believe him. Sure.
What was it?
6.
Seems genuine.
I believe in orc. Never thought I'd.
So, for the sake of expediting this session a little bit, you do make your way safely back to Yong. I'll say
Wait,
mark off.
can I do it? Can I do it?
Sure.
We get back to Yolm. We have no issues along the way. It's a very nice trip, and they've replaced the freaking bridge.
But with this one guy that asked for your
Concrete
favorite
suspension
color,
bridge now.
it's like,
So we
it's
are now
now
on the 11th
oh
because
god.
you camped, and now you're camp. There's going to be one more camp in the meantime.
Cool.
So you're now on the 11th.
Yeah.
But you do make your way safely back to Yom.
Yum.
You enter the Lagrum, which is the building.
So we're
Central
entering
building.
Yon on the 11th floor.
Robertson?
On the 11th, yes. You enter the Lagrum, which is the main central building in Yoln. So you heard the description in previous weeks, yes?
Yeah, memory's just a little bit fuzzy.
Circular city, tiered in 5 separate districts. The centre district is this, it's freestanding, and it's just a roughly circular district with one big building in it. It's the only building made of timber. It's called the Lagrum.
Lagrum. Okay.
And around it is this huge ravine.
How do you spell Lagrum?
Lagrum.
It's like Agram, but with an L.
That's a very offensive question.
You enter the Lagrum, and the Mestrejarl is sitting in her usual spot at the desk. She sees you appear and beckons you over. You have returned.
That we have. And all is...
My scouts report that you have completed the task, and
Have any doubt of it? No doubt.
I certainly appreciate your use of civility. While you may not have known it at the time, it was a test.
I'm going to quickly check if he's...
We could have dealt with those orcs quite easily. In fact, we already had correspondence with them. But I can't give my support to a group of people who come wandering in here, claiming to do good, without some way of knowing that what I'm supporting is a good cause.
My father will like her.
I appreciate your civility and your tact in dealing with this problem that you were presented with, and of course your prowess in battle. Wyverns are no easy feat to defeat.
That was the pen
So
drop.
quiet.
And you dealt with it, obviously, quite well. My scouts reported that you were relatively uninjured upon returning to Ghoul's camp. I'm happy to see this. In reward, not only will I issue you this writ to take to Lucas, but you can also have this, and she withdraws from underneath her desk another small red amulet on a silver chain. Hands it to who's closest? Silkus?
Yeah.
Hands it to you, Silkus. This will keep you healthy and protect against disease. I have heard about this rider that you spoke of previously, and we believe this might help. It is a periapt of health.
Very nice.
So
and I love that
periapt
word.
of health
Periapt. fun to say.
is whoever wears it doesn't need attunement. Whoever wears it is
Doesn't need
immune to disease, all disease, and any diseases that they are afflicted with upon the time of putting it on are suppressed. They will come back if you take it off, but you're immune to being diseased while you're wearing it.
Oh, very lovely. It's good quality.
So I will give you that and the proof against poison as items as themselves, but if you'd like to actually look at it and the DM,
I'll
can
pass
get
it
that
around.
for you.
I'll pass it
Yeah.
around.
She also turns and beckons one of her staff over, who briefly disappears behind a corner for a second and then emerges once again with a couple boots in hand. They look like quite
Are they-
nice leather riding boots, and they have this kind of weird design, almost like a web going up the back of the boot. Hands them also to, in fact, the staff person comes over and hands them to you, Sariel, just because you happen to be the closest. And the Mestrejarl says, and these boots will be very useful for your time in the mountains. They will allow you to climb any vertical surface, and even onto the ceiling if necessary. And these are boots of spider climbing.
I already wrote that down.
Yeah.
The second you said web, I was like, oh yeah, we want these.
Finally, and for just to show our absolute appreciation, you can also have this. Pulls out a large pouch, quite large pouch, plonks it on the desk in front of her,
I'll check it out.
with a and
Oh,
as
boy.
you open it up,
Money.
you find and she states, "This is 1,600 gold
I-
for you to divide between yourselves.
Yeah, it's just a
funds?
shine.
1,600 gold.
I think we'll organise that a
How,
little bit later.
how,
We'll
uh,
organise it
how,
later, yeah.
how does that split equally?
400.
Exactly.
400 each.
That being said, we'll probably deal with that a little bit later. Probably in
Yeah,
our
I
own spare
just
time.
put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just passed it to him and
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So
You are more than
Very
welcome.
grateful.
She writes. She pulls out a piece of parchment and a quill and starts to write the writ for you.
Before I can stop her, Sofa goes up and starts licking the lady.
Oh no.
you try to grab hold of the poorly tied bow tie.
Yeah, like
I think
comes off.
it's like she goes to jump for the lady and we all just try to grab something and be like all
So
of
she
us.
grabs this piece of parchment and starts writing, and she gets part way down the page and then kind of furrows her eyebrows, looks up. I'm going to need something to refer to you all by.
Oh my god, we need a party name!
I don't. Fuck. I've never had a party name in a group
I've
besides
never had a party name either.
besides the pickle.
Pickle multi-tool, yes.
Yes.
We're going to be calamity
I really
hunters.
don't. Can we avoid
Calamity hunters. I
pickle
don't mind that.
in this campaign?
Do you mind just giving us a moment on that
I'll
one?
take your time next time.
Never even thought of a name. Well, what do you think?
Horse fighters.
I feel like we'll have a difficult time hiring horses if we ever get to that.
We can do something silly like,
Hello?
you know,
I'm
like
not. We're the horse
Fantastic
fighters.
Five.
But would you sell us a horse, please?
Yeah, it's like I like one of your finest horses. Yes, and who's the name? Go horse killers.
We said fighters, not killers.
I mean,
We leave them alive.
leave them alive, just very bruised. God no. Here at Max and Double, we do not condone horse.
Horses? We don't condone horses.
Don't condone horses. Cannot stand it. Cannot stand it. Not at all. Well, what do you think? Probably not that one.
No. See, I was thinking because we're fighting the horsemen, so horsemen fighters.
I
would
like
make
where you're
more
going.
Sense.
I do like where you're going. Something like that, maybe. I guess horse
You
apocalypse.
could name us something to do with defending rather than fighting.
Calamitous defense.
I think it's gonna take a while. We've got to think this over.
I still just think like Fantastic Four or something. You know?
I'll tell you what, we
That's
can
fine.
we can call something now and then we can change the name later. It's not like we're gonna keep this.
You can't
forever.
change the name later. Do you know nothing?
I know plenty of
John's
things. And yes, no, that's John. I'm still.
Right, sorry. Got confused.
I think.
Well,
I mean,
the
you could change
second
the
that
name
we
later.
give her this name, it'll start being spread from person to person. We can't change it after that.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Could
remember
just
what it
use our
called the,
initials.
there's a group-
Yes!
Like there's a group that I remember. It was called the Shits, and then they changed
Wait,
it later on.
do it
so-
again.
Yes!
What were we saying? The calamity.
Calamity hunters, perhaps?
You're not wrong
no,
though,
hunters.
because you've got
I'm
what,
thinking
3
something
years?
like stopping the apocalypse.
Yes.
Calamity. Calamity. How's that spelled?
C-A-L-A.
No,
A-O-L.
how do you spell?
Apostrophe.
Click.
That's how it's written in Toki Painter, anyway.
Yeah.
Calamity Riders. No, that.
No,
means-
that's the
that-
other.
that's
That's the
them.
guys
That's
who
what
are trying
they
to
are.
kill.
They could play the long con. Then they won't never see it coming. We join them, then stab in the back.
No.
They'll never see it coming.
The back's where they've got most
You know,
of
you
their
could just
armor.
call us the Justice League and be done with it.
For what it's worth, I think the Calamity Hunters is a good ring to it.
For some
Jesus Christ, you've been listening in.
You're very loud.
we kind of like all up like this.
I've
I
been told
told
that.
them that yesterday.
But
I told them
Calamity
that
Hunters it
yesterday
is.
that they're very loud. Thank you for backing me up on that.
Alright,
What do you think? Calamity Hunters? Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
okay.
Calamity Hunters.
Okay. And she finishes writing the writ, she folds it up, hands it over to you again, Silkus, because you're closest.
And I'll just
Um,
shove it in my books.
And says, well,
Yeah.
if there's anything more you would like, then feel free to ask me.
I'm sure there will be at some point. But
But
Do
for
you have a
now-
bounty board in town?
We do.
Where is it located?
You'll find that in the Mercantile District.
Cool.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
If you need anything of us, we're at the
Well,
where we're at.
The Rocks Roost.
At the Roxley's.
just think we might be leaving today. I don't know.
Yeah,
well, for the
we're-
time, until the end of the day, we'll be
I
there
will-
if you're okay.
I'm sure I will find a way to message you if I need.
Okay, that's ominous.
You've already seen those scouts. They're plenty
Yeah,
competent.
they just say the piano. You're looking ahead and then just.
Oh yeah. Note on that. You might want to make sure that your scouts don't pop up out of nowhere at ranges.
They need a bit of
In the
Sensitivity
dark,
training.
they do not look friendly. I almost punched one of your guides in the face.
Oh, trust
Something
me,
about,
you wouldn't have
um,
punched them.
They need to work on their public relations a little bit.
They are more than capable.
I'm just saying, if you're approaching somebody as a
Appreciate
friendly,
the
maybe you don't
Not
just go.
them to do to tell you how to do your job.
Shall
We appreciate the
I'll sort of-
warning, but
I'll
I
start
assure
le-
you,
I'm leaving.
they will be okay.
I follow you.
Yeah, as you're
Yeah.
doing that, I'm just like backing
It's
away slowly
very nice
while
to-
she's still talking.
Very
I'm
nice
just
to see you again.
And
Thank you for your work.
Every time he does that, in my head I'm like, ba la la la.
So, you exit the lug room, and as you're walking out, Sariel, you feel a sudden strange sensation in the back of your head as
left cheek.
suddenly, in your mind, there are words. And you hear Fenrir's voice speaking to you.
Hi, how's it going?
You hear him say, Sariel, I've found their outpost. It's big. I'm not certain what they're doing here, but I'm going to check it out again tomorrow. We'll contact.
Sending is only 10 words.
25.
Ah,
That was
someone's
23.
right. Someone's
Is
right.
that something I can reply to?
You can. You can reply to
How many do I get 25 words as well?
Yes.
We have access to get the batteries. Be careful.
Okay. You don't hear a response, but you are certain the message has gone through.
I'm just like saying while we're walking, it's like, Calamity Hunter's not a bad name, but what if when there's no, what if like no apocalypse? It's like
Can
stopped.
I?
The name's kind of stopped there, really. It's like
I
I'm
think
going to
gotta stop the calamity.
like,
There's no
send
calamity.
Sulfur to sort of
I
nudge
mean-
them all into like an alley.
I mean, we'll workshop on it.
Okay.
Because they're all babbling,
Yeah.
but
okay.
I want to push them all somewhere quiet.
You all kind of
Yeah.
get shepherded
Yeah.
into a little alleyway.
I picture, like,
as you're walking through.
I'm walking.
You've crossed the
don't notice.
bridges
I get
over
pulled
the
in.
over the ravine now, and you are in the artisanal district, and you've been pushed into a little alleyway.
But what's wrong? You got a headache?
No.
So why are we in the alleyway? If you got a headache, we can go to the doctor.
Fenrir did a
Caused you a headache?
no. He did this thing where he speaks, but he's not here.
a spell.
I don't.
Oh, the
I
the
believe
thing
that.
you do.
I believe that's called a memory.
It's a
No,
spell.
no.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah, obviously.
this, and I send it's like this as message.
And then I send like this back to you.
Yes, like that.
And
Anyway.
then we continue.
Yep.
Anyway, he did that. He has found their campy outposty.
Mm-hmm.
It's not small.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what they're doing, but he said he's going to check it out again tomorrow.
Describe
Yeah.
like if you saw how many were there, like any numbers
He
or
didn't.
anything.
So I just told him to be careful and said we have the ability to get the batteries now.
Fair enough.
But I feel like we should not leave him alone much longer if we can help it.
Yeah, we should head out today or tomorrow, really.
Maybe
At least-
early tomorrow
I think
morning.
tomorrow morning, early as
Yeah.
possible. At least dawn, I think, will be the best time.
So we should probably go pick up the battery.
Yeah.
Probably pick up the battery before we leave would be probably
No,
better because we were
we'll
gonna
get
keep it
the-
until
Well,
then.
We'll keep him on our person.
I
Or
only
in the
carry so
pouch.
much. How
Yeah.
much are they? Like, how big are these batteries again? Sorry.
Not huge. They would fit.
Are they?
They're backpack size. They're proton
They're
pack. They're proton pack from
Ah.
Ghostbusters size.
Oh, so like a delay. So
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
In
same
the
thing.
meantime,
So would they fit in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would
you
fit,
you
yeah.
estimate. You saw a few of them.
The bag
You'd
of holding
estimate
has a
probably-
lot of space in it. Let's not question how much stuff can fit in there. Otherwise, he's
I
gonna
was
start
more asking if
putting
it
in
would
that
fit through
constraint.
the entrance. You copy shit.
Oh,
Well, I got a
they'll be able to
wyvern
fit.
head in there, but that's mainly
I've
because
got
I
that,
didn't
yeah.
ask for permission.
We should actually before tonight. We should probably see if we can sell that somewhere. That'd be worth a little bit.
Oh,
We
it's
did
gone.
keep it.
We gave it to the
Yeah,
orcs.
Oh, we gave that to the orcs.
Gruul
Yeah.
took it
Oh,
off.
right. I thought we
I
gave
don't.
something
I don't
else.
like
Yeah.
keeping gross things in the vault
That's quite.
as much as the owners of the vault don't like me keeping gross
Although
things.
I
in the
feel like
really
that's
wouldn't
words to live
mind
by.
going and selling my goat skins.
Oh, we got a day. Why
That'd
don't we
be-
do
Your,
that'd
something?
be-
your boats.
I tell you what.
Well, my smelly boats are
Would
in
you,
the bag of holding, so...
would you all like to perhaps at the moment do a few things? We've all got our own things that we want to do. I've got to get him to some books, and among other things, we can meet.
Can
back
we split
later
that
on.
money up first?
We should do that first, actually. Yes.
Because
That'd be a
if
good
we're
point.
gonna go shopping to separate places, it's probably best if we
I
all
think
have
we should
separate-
go buy 4 bags.
I know, I got you.
We'll go buy 4 bags, and then we
Well-
can just put 1 bag in and then extract a bag with 400 gold.
Or let's go back
That
to
way
the.
we don't have to count it.
But count is part of the fun. What? You don't like maths?
Why don't you just ask them to send you out 400 gold? And you just
How
open
about
like a bag.
we
and,
work on this in like a montage?
With this decision happening, we are going to take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so. Sans Josh, unfortunately, who is leaving to
Just
go
to
to
be
work.
clear,
Yeah.
we're writing 400 extra gold in there.
We'll sort that out.
Yep.
Yeah. So that. please.
But we will see you shortly.
Ah,
Feel free to
I
go to
had
the
a- I
toilet,
had a
get something
cramp.
to eat, whatever you need to do
Bye,
in the meantime.
Josh.
I'm waiting till we cut to screen.
You're waiting till we
Oh,
cut.
what did it say?
the
Bye to
screen.
you.
I don't know what the word.
And welcome back.
Welcome back to Maxed and Doubled.
No, we don't do that voice anymore.
Welcome back to Maxed and
better.
Doubled.
Welcome back to
Welcome back. Yeah. One of these days we'll get the voice right. I don't know what the voice is, but we'll get it right.
Welcome back to Max and Doubled. I'm Silkus.
Oh, good lord.
That
no.
was the worst Silkus I've ever done. And
There
I
wasn't enough
apologize.
stuttering.
Hello, my name is Silkus.
You know, I actually have a friend that no matter what, when he does an accent, it ends up being Dracula.
I have this really bad habit of accidentally sliding into Indian when I try and do certain accents, and it's really not good.
Especially when you do Indian accents. It's weird.
Yeah. So I just don't attempt those accents that cause me to do that. Anyway, Josh has left. I should probably have done the thing that I didn't do. Hold on a second.
Ah!
Gonna put a map there.
I am gonna put a thing. There we go.
Oh.
But now it kind of looks like you're patting Oscar.
Yeah.
He took it away as soon as I actually made contact with his head.
So, yes, Josh
I'm
is
really
gone to work,
glad he left when
unfortunately.
he did because I'd been needing to pee for about half an hour now.
Yeah, I was trying real hard to get that break happening at exactly 8:30 so that he could go. But anyway, so you have just received a message from Fenrir letting you know that he has found the outpost that Pestilence and War presumably were heading to.
Can I just say, whenever you say outpost these days, my mind immediately goes to the Minecraft pillager outpost.
Oh.
I
You've been
know
playing way
that's-
too much Minecraft.
I know. I have a problem.
You come up to a big square building.
Yeah.
It's actually somewhat round, which just defeats the purpose of the entire game.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Not allowed.
Sorry.
Not allowed. And Sariel pulled you all into an alleyway, and
Thought
you
I
had
was
a
gonna
brief
get
discussion about it before deciding that you had some shopping to do before you wanted to head off. So there's a couple of things he wants to do, and a number of you just wanted to prepare for the next day where you'll be heading out. It is getting, it's about mid-afternoon at this stage in Yuln. So you heading off now, probably not the best idea, you assume. Now, standing in the artisanal district of Yuln, what would you like to do first?
So I
Split
think
up the money.
Okay.
yeah, we'll split it up.
I guess we'll split up the money out in the street.
No, we're in an alleyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess we'll split up the money out in the alleyway.
Okay.
In the artisanal district, there's not going to be that many. Shut up.
I'm just gonna keep my money in the bag. You guys can do whatever you want with it.
Okay. So,
Party funds.
You
I
do
guess.
so. You do so, and it seems, for the most part, that you all clumping around in a circle, distributing this money between each other, has pretty much, as far as you can tell, avoided the prying eyes of the many people walking around this district at this time of day.
I'd like to have it on record that I do not believe that. Archibald knows that people
Perception
are seeing.
check.
Fuck yeah.
If you like.
12.
People
Archibald
watching us.
knows.
10 are better than me. I got 10.
You don't see anyone watching you.
Okay.
But you only look for about 3 seconds. Where are you heading first? So you've divided up the gold. You each have an extra 400, and I'll note that down in Silkus's book shortly. Where are you going?
Shall we batteries together, then go our separate ways for any knickknacks that we may be after?
Well, I believe the batteries will all fit in the bag of holding, so maybe we do that first.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so heading off to Lucas at the warehouse on the outskirts of Yolm, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so you head up there, taking the writ with you, of course, and you make your way through the districts to reach that same industrial kind of area around the top of the cliffs that you originally scaled to get in here, up those stairs. You see some from a distance, some of the cranes pulling items up from below, and the number of workers moving in and out of these warehouses with a large number of crates as per usual. You enter that main warehouse again and see Lucas up in his position, overseeing the whole operation. He has moved a little bit. He's changed position since you saw him a couple days ago.
Slightly to the left.
But he is still in the catwalks, and he is currently having a discussion with someone directly next to him. He's not shouting out over the entire warehouse as he was last time you saw him.
Oh my god, I can't believe they survived. Yeah, they're back.
He hasn't noticed you yet, but you approach him. You head up the stairs and around the side of the warehouse, and you do approach him, and he sees you coming, kind of finishes his conversation really quickly, and then steps past that person to address you and says, "Hello, have you got a writ?"
We do indeed.
Okay.
Silkus hands over the writ.
Presumably.
Yes, he does.
He took it.
Very interesting. It's not anyone that our Mestrejarl will hand her support over to.
We're not anyone.
But he, clearly. And he opens it up, unfolds it, he reads it, nods a bit, sticks it in his pocket, and says, "I'll get right to it." And he turns away and kind of looks down at a couple workers that are just below you, kind of reaches over and says, "Hey, you too!" and starts ordering them around. And you see them rush off to a couple of crates. They withdraw in a specific area. It seems like this one area is essentially ready for export crates. And they open one up. They grab 4 of these umbral batteries, and then they run around with them and up the stairs, and then present them to you, 1 to each person. So you can now all note down in your inventory 1 umbral battery.
Just had better name for the group. Just had a idea of better name for a group.
Put it out there.
Calamity's Bane. I mean,
It's not bad.
Don't know why.
I thought we were getting 2 of them each.
It was.
Definitely sounds like we were getting 2 of them each.
He gives you whichever number. I thought it was 1 each, if I recall.
No, it was going to be
the
2 each
plan
because we
was-
Right,
thought
you
we
wanted
were-
to get 2 because you specifically wanted to have an extra while. Like a little extra reserve. Okay, yeah, 2 each. So you
And
get
we
2.
needed enough funeral.
Yes, no, that's fine. You also get those as well. So you do put them. You're putting them all in the bag of holding right now.
Yeah, actually.
Okay. You do put them all in the bag of holding. They do fit.
10.
They just fit. Yeah, exactly.
I'm glad we still don't have that wyvern head.
Yeah, it takes a bit of force to get them to fit through the opening of that bag, but they do end up going in. You've got, so it'll be.
Curse me
you
with
have
my
10.
desire to not jingle.
You have a total of 10 in the bag of holding right now.
And I think 2 of them were like a different type, right? Because
Yeah.
Yes. 2 of them were for you, correct?
Yeah.
They were like the long life style.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, doesn't make too much of a difference at the moment. So
I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure that we did note that 2 of them were different.
So with that, Lucas goes back to his job, overseeing the entire operation of this warehouse and the export business in Yolm, kind of leaving you all to your own devices. Where are you heading next?
Hey, Sarah, you've still got that map. Do you mind if I take a look at it? There's something I kind of want to take care of.
Sure.
I'll meet you. I'll meet you all back at. I'll meet you back at the inn.
Do you want to keep the map on you?
I'll just take a look at it, and I won't take it like.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will have a look, and I will head off on my own.
Okay. You do so.
Yep.
Roll a perception. Roll an investigation check for me.
Can I cast Hunter's Mark on him as he walks away?
You can, yeah. You cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Cool. I'm very curious about where he's going.
Yeah. 12.
12. Takes you a while.
Yeah.
Of wandering around. Takes you a couple hours, but you do eventually find what you're looking for.
Okay. Cool.
The other two. So you've got a couple hours before you meet up again with John. What are you two doing? 3. 4.
I'm going to go.
Oh, there was something I wanted
I'm
to
going to
buy.
go read the wizard section of the PHB. I'm
Okay.
going to find a local library, find the PHB. I'm going to sit down there.
I'm going
Read
back to
up.
that general store.
Okay, so you're going back to that same general store?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Oh, don't worry. I know exactly what I want. I just have to find the page.
Oh, no, that's not what I was going. He keeps saluting.
It's true, I do. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
Oh, because I keep saying general store.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Hey, Glenn. I'm glad you're you.
I am too sometimes. I am too.
Are you splitting up, or are you...
I'm honestly, I'm
Silka's
going with her because the store seems like the most likely place to have what I need. And also, I don't understand how you concentrate with all these post-it notes in your books. I mean...
I wonder whose fault that is.
Oh, it's definitely mine, but still. Come on, man.
Mang.
Man. Stop making fun of the way I speak.
Nah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we'll head to the general store first. So what you know where it is. It is in the Mestrejarl district, which on the map you have is marked as the Verslun. You gave me a very pointed look. You have something you want to
Yeah,
say?
I'm looking at you. Yeah, okay. And on our way there, or our way out, I'm keeping an eye out for a place that sells spell books. Like books that
Okay.
cost like $50, but they're terrible reads because nothing's written in them.
Okay, roll a perception check for me.
It's very difficult to make obsidian into bendable paper, you realize.
Just not trying hard enough.
That's cocked.
Good.
That's better.
Can I do investigation maybe?
No, because this is you're not
But I'm
actively
looking for
like
it.
you're not moving around the city actively looking for it. You're kind of watching out for one as you go.
Okay, 22.
22.
Would have been 26,
uh-huh.
but it's 22.
You do spot.
Yep.
One place pretty quickly, actually, that
Okay.
you feel sells the kind of thing you're looking for.
I'm literally trying to make it as quick a transaction as possible so I can get back. I also need to buy the ink.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how much?
Yeah,
is
I should have
ink?
looked at that as well.
Oh, look, I went right there. That's perfect.
You're welcome.
What the fuck is it?
See, the spellbook's 50. That way I know you're not trying to scam me.
Yeah, spellbook is 50. Who the fuck is ink?
Oh, look.
Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. So that's a total of 60 GP for your whole transaction, unless you would like to purchase more.
Yeah, right.
Okay. How much are you purchasing?
10.
10 inks, so another 100.
10
So 150
Yeah.
gold transaction.
Easy. It'll come out of the party funds.
So there we go.
This is my money.
You do that relatively quickly. There's a
Yep.
blur. You run in. You barely even speak to the person at the counter. You grab this spell book,
Thank you.
throw the money over,
Thank
and
you.
you are out again. Sariel, you barely notice him gone. So, General Store, what are you
I
looking
do
for?
have something I kind of want to research at a place that would sell books.
Okay.
The price of books.
Yes, exactly. What are you?
I
What,
think
are you going to go in there? Or?
DM, I think Mr. DM knows what I would want to sort of start to research.
Text me? I have an idea, I think, maybe.
Oh my god, I don't have to find a conversation with you.
Gross. It's been so long.
Okay, yeah. I got you.
Yeah, so I just want to like see if I can find a book that would sort of start to detail that I could read.
Okay. You do so. Well, you have
Was
a
it
look.
not
So,
good?
so are you going into the same place that
Yeah,
Archibald
why
went to?
not?
Okay. So-
I guess I turn around for my transaction. Ah!
yeah,
Hi.
exactly.
Thought I was being sneaky and quick.
Pardon me. Yeah, you turn around and Sariel's over there, and you approach. So, Sariel, make an investigation check for me.
I thought you were dabbing for a second there.
Investigation. Oh, that's cocked. And that is like completely off the table.
Oh no, Josh is gone, so you have to take his place.
Yeah.
11.
Is it? Just try to get it in
Bit
his
of
dice
copy.
tray. That'll be the most impressive one.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
I like throw the dice and then you guys see it later.
Yeah.
I should
You-
get Anna to do that for me.
You
at some
come in.
point.
You
Like,
follow
just throw
Archibald
dice.
in. You follow Archibald in, seeing what he's seeing, and you go in there, and for the most part, all you find is books on more of the wizard and cleric side of things in this particular bookstore, and then of course spell books. This is mostly a
Even if it's just like somebody
magical
writing it down as
resources.
a theory.
It's kind of a magical resources bookstore, where you come in here to buy your ink, your spell books, and maybe some spells. But you don't find, unfortunately, anything on what you're looking for.
Okay.
So you head out once again and are off to the general store. What are you looking at purchasing there?
Okay, 3 things.
Yes.
The first, I want a healer's kit. Don't worry, I've already looked it up, 5 gold.
Okay.
Herbalism kit, which is also 5 gold.
Yep.
And if he has it, I want studded leather armor for 45 gold.
Okay.
I want to upgrade my armor.
Oh, nice.
Oh damn! I should do that. No, I can't.
The
Well,
general
apparently
store.
we're
Well,
leather,
you,
so-
you can, you just won't have proficiency.
I don't know what that
The general
means.
store unfortunately does not have studded leather armor. But you do find the other 2 for the same amount of gold.
You just don't want to make it difficult for yourself.
I just don't want to make it difficult for all you.
Hmm.
And
It's going to be difficult for me because now I have to do maths, Oscar.
yeah, I mean, 10 gold off of whatever you've got, that's easy enough, right?
It's me. I'm pretty sure it makes it
Is there anything else?
390.
If you had 0 before you got the 400, yes.
It would be 396, but that's not the
Yeah.
point. I was making sure that I'd taken it off properly.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Okay, that's all I want from in there.
Okay.
I'm going. While we're in there, I'm going to buy a backpack.
Okay.
Yep.
A regular old backpack, that's 20 GP, yeah?
Does he
No,
have?
It's
Do you
2.
have a bedroll?
No.
I'm gonna buy him a bedroll.
Okay. Yeah, so you do get a backpack. Easy enough. Same style as the one that John has.
Okay. Cool.
The exact same model.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
So that's
The-
another
the-
one.
all
the
the
contra-
stuff inside it.
The Contrafex 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd like to think that I got the Contrafex 4 because it came out the day after after you guys bought that one.
That's an extra
It's got water. It's got
okay,
water
I
skin
see.
holders on the side.
And just trying to find something with 1 gold in it because currently I've got 401 gold.
Well, I've already beat you to and bought your bedroll, so.
Yeah.
50 bars of soap.
Fill your backpack with soap.
No.
You can get fishing tackle for 1 gold.
It's great. They have 0 listed weight, so you can carry as many of them as you want.
Of course, the improvised weapons master would know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glenn,
Yeah.
fishing tackle for 1 gold.
I'd
Wanna go
love to
fishing?
Fish.
You get some more rope. You should get some rope.
Yeah.
Hempen
I'll
rope,
get
1 gold
some-
piece.
I like the idea that you two are just browsing the general store right now. You're
Yep.
just wandering around,
We
looking
kind of
at
are.
all the posted items and all of their little plaques that say this is this much gold.
Archibald takes a long look at the 10-foot ladder, and he's like, "How is someone meant to carry that around?
It's collapsible.
Is it?
Uh,
Is it like Red's?"
it is not collapsible.
You could also get yourself a mess kit.
Yeah.
Buy some rations.
Yeah, actually, I'll do that. I'll buy 2 days of rations.
Okay, so spend another gold,
Yep.
you get another 2 days worth of rations.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna buy him a rope just because I know he doesn't.
Buy half of a backpack.
Thank you.
Also, I think as I'm heading back to the bar, I'll wander through various stalls and I'll pick up a bag of ball bearings and 2 lengths of rope.
Okay, how much ball bearings on there?
1 GP.
And rope is what, 1 each?
Yeah.
So that's 3 GP.
Yep.
And you get 50
Oh, it
ball
depends. Are you buying
1,000.
hempen rope or silk rope?
Hemp.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I
50
forgot who I
GP
was
for
talking to.
ball bearings?
No, 1 GP for ball.
The
bearings.
not
Bag of 1,000
50
ball bearings.
Oh, it's 1,000 ball bearings. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
good. Cool. There you go. So you've got those now as well.
Yeah.
You can add those to your inventory. I'm going to say pretty much everything on that list is in the general store, bar maybe a couple of items. So-
Afterwards, I want to find an armorer then.
Okay.
Yeah. I will follow her because I'm
Silk
going to
is-
find out exactly what what non-proficiency with armor really means.
Before
it means you can't cast spells.
As you mention that and start to head off, Silkus kind of puts a hand on your
disgusting.
shoulder and says, if you'll allow me, I have a plan. And he walks off in another direction. Are you following?
Curiously.
Okay. So,
Why is it
Silkus-
always like surprising when he's so much more chipper as the DM?
Well, because Josh doesn't do chipper very well.
He does brooding very well.
Oh, yeah. That's for sure. So, he... Damn, he's... Okay. Natural 12 for a 17. It takes him not too long, but as you're following him around, you notice he goes into what appears to be a tailor of some sort. He enters this shop, and it's kind of an interesting design out the front. And you read, there is a sign up on the front that has a little bit of information about it. And you read it, and it says, it essentially says, makers of fine clothes and custom armor. And he walks in. As you follow him in, he's already conversing with the person at the counter. Do you approach and ask, or are you just going to watch from a distance?
Now I'm gonna stand like right behind him and kind of like try to like peek out behind him, but like in a really I'm eavesdropping kind of way.
Okay. Well, you hear the conversation that ensues. He is outlining what he wants in a nice, fancy, essentially suit. He is also asking for 3 others to be made to custom specifications.
John's not gonna like that.
The tailor says that he's going to have to bring these people in, and Zilkus agrees to that, and eventually hands over some gold, and seems to be done with the transaction. Turns to you, sees you
is this
there,
what he's getting us? Okay.
sees you there, and says, "Hello, Sariel. Did you follow me in?"
You kind of indicated you wanted me to follow you.
Oh, I just walked off. But I'm happy that you followed me, because this fine gentleman needs some measurements, and I shouldn't talk about measurements. He kind of steps back, and the tailor comes out and is like, "Just give me a moment, if you will, please. Here, take this," and hands you a measuring tape and points over to a corner where there is a curtain hanging across what looks to be a changing room, essentially.
So essentially, I'm measuring myself.
He's asking you to measure yourself.
I have also followed Sariel in because I'm not separating from the one person that hasn't separated from us yet.
As you, are you going over to the changing room?
Not if he's following me.
Are you following?
No, I just followed her into the shop. I'm not a psychopath.
As you kind of push the curtain aside, you see there's actually on the inside there's quite a large plaque that shows instructions on how to correctly measure yourself for the tailor. And sees you come in, Silkus kind of nods in your direction, and he comes over with another measuring tape. And will you allow me?
Go for it.
Yeah, and he starts
How come
measuring
he
you.
doesn't have to measure himself? Is this a, like, don't touch the lady's boobs kind of thing?
He feels it's not necessary to encroach on you.
That's kind of good because I probably would have slapped him. Okay, I'll measure myself.
I know, he knows. We all know.
Yeah.
Especially since it wasn't you who asked for it, to be fair. He measures you up. You return with your measurements. And he asks you both what exactly you would like out of a suit or a suit of armor or a combination of both.
Well, something I can cast spells in.
Something similar to what you've got in a nicer fashion, or?
Yeah, sure.
Noted.
Give him a little bit more padding.
So if I fall down a cliff, I just bounce.
I mean,
I'll
it's
see what I
more
can
so
do.
somebody throws an arrow at you.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, I'm laughing because padded armor is one of the types of armor, and
Yeah.
I think you might not be proficient in it.
I'm not proficient in any.
I'm not suggesting that you give him armor, but
I-
maybe just like an extra couple of layers of.
I'll
I
see what
guess,
can
like,
do.
but like, I just love to imagine you like putting on a quilt and then you can't cast spells anymore.
You can just picture it like a quilt with like holes that he shoves his arm through.
Like a
He's in like
snuggie.
one of his walking sleeping bags.
Yeah,
Which
exactly. right.
actually makes sense because it says that the padded armor gives disadvantage to stealth. So if you're like squeaking when you walked away, you're doing a sleeping bag, it would like make amazing sense.
Like that time I wore my puffy jacket and it gave disadvantage to streaming.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm
And
glad you've learnt from that experience, by the way.
Sariel,
This jacket's
what would
much
you look
quieter.
for?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
I want a sort of. I want something stronger than what I currently have, and I'll take my like vest off and show them because my vest is custom made anyway. Because it's pretty.
Yeah.
It's got these pretty like decals on the sides. and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay.
Pretty. Yeah, so I'll pretty much just ask for slightly stronger, thicker leather for it. So it's just
So are you looking for roughly the same thing as what you have, just nicer and stronger, or are you looking for a different look?
no, I like my look.
Okay, cool. Good.
I'm very attached to my look, and I
The-
want a nice new shirt because my shirt's looking a little bit ratty and patched.
Yeah. Okay. He
You're party members with you're a party member with me around.
he makes you look like a queen.
How's your shirt looking ratty and tattered?
Because I'm a ranger that lives predominantly with a wolf that has sharp claws. And you have mending.
I do. And
I do not.
prestidigitation. I would have cast it had you just
Yeah, but
asked.
I don't show off all the tears on my shirt willy-nilly.
Sulfur just scratches
There's no
up your
bras
back
in
during
D&D, Glenn.
So the tailor turns to Silkus and says, "This will take a couple of days, but I can have them ready for you relatively soon." Silkus accepts and leaves. Is there anything else you'd like from this particular store?
I want to buy a deep navy blue cape, men's cape with a hood.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, how tall's Archibald?
6'2".
I want it to fit somebody who's 6'2". And it's gonna have a deep hood, like you pull it down, you can see nothing.
You browse the pre-made stuff here for a little while.
Like that.
Yeah, like that.
I can't see shit.
You browse the pre-made
But nobody
stuff.
can see you either.
You browse the pre-made stuff, and you find the type of thing you're looking for, but in the wrong color.
Oh, he can presto it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that one then.
Okay, that is 5 gold.
Okay.
It's quite a nice cloak. Very soft feel to it, and it seems to be also weather resistant. So
Oh yeah. Polar fleece on the inside,
Yeah.
polyester on the
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Archibald to press a dark blue. I forget the word.
It's
I
press the dark blue agitation.
Dark blue.
Okay, once you've
And then I'm gonna put it in my bag.
the cloak
Okay.
turns dark blue, and you put it in your bag. Now,
Now I mark off 5 more gold. More maths.
is there anything else we would like to do in Yolm today?
I want to look at the bounty board.
Okay,
I'm not going to take a bounty, but I want to look at it.
okay.
I want to make you make up side quests on the spot.
Yeah, this went great last time it happened. I remember some remorazes. Okay, roll investigation check.
I like those ones.
Yeah, I know you do.
21.
21. You do find the bounty board.
Yep.
It is posted pretty much one in each district.
Yep.
And you find the one in the one that you're currently in, which I've already forgotten the name for because it's a
Artisanal.
word in a weird note. Verslun.
That word's made up.
No,
All words
well,
are made up.
it's Google Translate, so yes, it's made up.
Did you translate something and then reverse translate it?
No,
Okay.
no.
'Cause that's a good
According to
fantasy
Google
name.
Translate, it's an Icelandic word, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's an Icelandic word?
The word that this district is.
Verslun.
The only word I actually know in Icelandic is coffee. So,
Is it coffee?
which is not ironic when it comes to me.
Yeah, it's a pretty appropriate thing for you to know. You do find a bounty board, and you have a look at it. It's relatively empty postings, but there are a few.
Yep.
None of them are you,
That's good.
which is quite nice to see. It's quite a nice sight, considering every other city or town you've been in has had some. One of them, you have a look and you actually see an artist's rendition of, you assume, Pestilence,
Yeah.
outlining a small bounty of only about 200 gold for the return of Pestilence. No details,
it
obviously.
like
You don't know why this person has
pin?
posted this. They're all pinned
Like
with
wood.
like large wooden pegs. It's essentially a soft,
I'm gonna rip it off.
corky kind of board, and they're just pegged with a big pin. Okay, you take it.
I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
200 gold seems a little bit cheap for.
Yeah, but it's still like
Something just
50
like
more
that.
gold each,
True.
and I just spent like a bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm 5 silver short of an elephant at the moment.
Did you? Did you just say you're 5 silver short of an elephant?
Yes.
I would totally give you 5 silver if you want an elephant.
Good lord. You find another bounty that speaks.
I'm serious.
Of,
I'll give you 5 silver.
speaks of some gorgons that have been harassing some of the lower areas in the valleys below.
Yep.
It is a reward of 300 gold.
Oh damn.
To dispatch
What were they?
of
Gorgons.
Gorgons, yep. And then you see another bounty. The last one on there is one that's outlining a reward of 10,000 GP for bringing back proof of the destruction of some demonic entities that have been spotted in the eastern ranges that have been causing havoc.
Interesting.
How many Gorgons?
It doesn't state. It states multiple gorgons, but it doesn't state exactly how many.
What were the directions for that?
The gorgons were in the valleys between the mountains to the south. That have been causing issues. The
And it's 300
obviously
gold.
you know where pestilence is, and the 10,000 GP reward for the demon or demonic, whatever they were, was to the east.
And he said 10,000.
10,000 GP.
We should remember that.
I'm gonna rip down everything. I'm just putting it in
Okay.
my pocket.
Okay, I don't stop it.
Screw other people. I want to remember them.
Okay, you do so. You rip them off.
Is it the kind of corkboard where there's like 20 layers of notices and people just post a new notice through other old notices and on top of them?
I mean, there are a lot of scraps of paper where people have ripped them off, but the pegs themselves are quite large pegs,
Yeah.
so they've been removed and used. But the scraps, there are some scraps of paper that are just stuck there by the force that they were pegged to the corkboard in the first place. And there are a number of layers in some sections. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you've got your bounties.
When I go put the big one in my bag, I'm gonna like shove it in Silkus's face first so he sees the numbers and put it in my pocket.
Those are some large numbers. 10,000 GP, do you think we could do it?
Let's concentrate on pestilence first.
I think take down pestilence and some demons in the east aren't going to be. No,
I'm just thinking if we go with this on a scale difficulty levels, we're looking at the lowest amount of money is probably the easiest. If it was hard, they'd probably offer a bit of bounty.
I'm not there, but if I were, I would probably say something about, I feel like the pestilence one might be off.
I feel like John would disagree with me on this.
Does the pestilence one have like contact details for anyone?
They all have contact details
Yeah.
for where to return.
Okay.
The pestilence one is seems like a private
Yep.
poster. The other two, the gorgons and the demons, are like enforcement office.
It might be worth
can
going
we-
to the pestilence,
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
pestilence poster and seeing if he's got someone affected. 'Cause
That's
if
what I
this
was
is a
gonna
small
suggest,
town
yeah.
farmer, 200 might be all that they can afford.
And also, if there is somebody afflicted, maybe we can fix that.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
What do you think, Silkus?
I think it's as good as idea as any. We need to
We'll do
get
that
out of here
and we'll go
quick,
back to
though,
the
don't we?
Sorry.
We need to get out of here quick, though, don't we?
Yeah, but I mean, like, we could probably
Tomorrow.
go if we can find that house relatively easily. Maybe we go there, then go back to the inn, get some sleep, and head out in the morning.
Sounds reasonable to me.
In fact, can I see if Sulfur can pick up a scent to follow to find this house from the paper?
Roll
The bound
survival
paper?
check for sulfur.
That's +3, so 17.
17. Okay.
Loving my key lift dice tonight.
You have her inspect the flyer, essentially, that was posted. and she sniffs around for a scent. She doesn't pick one up in this immediate area, but you inspect the address. You kind of reference the map that you've got and see it is talking about an address in the Girdle, which is the residential districts where everyone in Yoln essentially lives. And as you begin to head further away, in the rough direction from what you can tell on the map that you have, she does pick up a scent. Seems like where you were was a pretty high traffic area, and Sulphur wasn't able to pick up anything there. But as you kind of move in, use some alleyways to duck through, use some shortcuts, she starts to pick something up, and she begins to follow it. She loses it occasionally, but she's heading in a pretty solid direction. So I'll say you find it today. You do find the house. She stops out the front of a relatively nondescript small house. Just like most others in Yoln, it is made of stone with some sort of ceramic tile on the top, on the roof. And the door is currently closed. There are no windows on this side that you can see, but she stops, she sits. The door. Okay. You do, and at this stage it's about mid-afternoon, or mid to late afternoon. You knock on the door, you don't get a response.
You said didn't get a response? I didn't hear you very well.
Yeah, you don't get a response.
I'll knock louder.
You knock louder, still no response.
Can I see if the door opens?
You go to push on it, and it's currently locked.
I'm gonna peek in one of the windows.
You're gonna pick the lock? Okay, so you're gonna go around the side?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand check, Sariel, and as you go around the side, there is a window on one side here, and you kind of peer through, and you see, for the most part, just an open, empty room. Not empty, but it seems like a living kitchen room, kind of combined room. No one currently in there, but there is another door that you can see that is closed and leads into another room that you can't see into. Okay. What did you roll?
22.
22. You pick the lock without issue. As you're looking through the window, the door swings open, and there's Sariel standing there with a lockpick.
I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to kind of loudly say hello.
You make a perception check.
Something twigs in my brain, and I use message to say to Sariel, they might be at work.
At night?
It's mid to late afternoon.
Evening?
It's mid to late afternoon.
At 6.
6.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception? 13. Okay. You, Archibald, hear from through the door that you can't see through.
Yeah.
What seems like a low moan, just like a kind of thing.
I don't hear that because I didn't get it.
You don't hear that.
I point at it to Sariel.
See Archibald gesturing to the door.
I'm gonna walk in then.
Okay, you walk in, you open the door, and the first thing you see is a woman lying there in bed, who, at your entering, looks up and says, "Who are you? Why are you here? Get out!" And you
I'm sorry.
Make a perception check now.
Better not be like a sexual moan that
I'm
you
gonna
heard.
go around the front of the door. Front of the house. Stand at the front door.
21.
21. You can see she looks sick.
Hi. No one came to the door. I did call out.
That's because my husband is at work. Why are you in here?
You guys posted about the diseased horseman guy?
What of it?
Well, my friends and I have some experience with him, and we wondered if anyone was sick, because we have a way to fix that.
You have a way to fix it?
We do. So I was coming to see if we could help in that regard. I'm sorry to intrude.
I'm sick. How can you fix it?
Okay, so I'm really rudely gonna yell, Silvus!
She jumps She jumps at your yell and she kind of shrinks away from you.
Sorry.
But Silkus does come in.
As Silkus-
Sees.
As Silkus walks past me, I hand him one of the healing things because I think
Cool,
they're
already?
in the bag. Yeah. Seem
Hand
like
them
they'd be in the bag. They're not in the
I
bag.
think he
I
has them
think
on
he
him,
has them on his
he has
person.
them.
Yeah.
which is why I would have called for him rather than you.
So Silkus comes in. Hold on a second, real quick. There we go. Silkus comes in, sees her lying there, and sees that she's sick, and kind of rummages through his backpack for a bit and pulls out the vial, pulls out the flask that has Coleman's remedy.
Someone
in it.
needs to grab his book and mark one.
I can do that. I'll do it here somewhere. Could you do that, or someone?
I'm not allowed to look at his inventory page.
fuck me. Never mind.
None of us are.
So he kind of offers it to her, and she's very wary at first and doesn't have the greatest of smells, but she begrudgingly accepts it and takes one application of it. He puts it back in his bag, and
No, I
she
don't
still
remember.
looks very
Does it?
confused as to why you're in her house.
I do apologize for intruding in your house. No one answered, and I feared that somebody might be very ill. So
I am very ill, but I'm perfectly fine. Shouldn't go barging into a stranger's house because nobody answers.
I normally don't.
Well, I'm glad to hear. Thank you. How long will this take?
It should just set overnight. You should be fine by morning. I can't remember though. Does this remedy instantly take away the discomfort,
this
or is it
over a period
right?
of
So
days.
I will also offer a discomfort relief poultice that she can apply
Okay.
herself. I will not go touching a stranger without permission.
Okay, she accepts that.
Cool. So I'll give her that.
And yeah. No, thank you. Come back
Alright.
when I'm better, and I'm sure we can pay you.
Not
But
necessary.
I would.
Don't worry about it.
We'll
I
come
say
back
from the
once
living
we've
room.
gotten rid of pestilence.
Pestilence.
No, it's what we've taken to calling the horsemen.
Oh, I see. Well, you
We-
best get out of here before my husband gets back. He's not going to take not going to take kindly to strangers being in our house.
If you
like
feel
myself.
well enough, get up and lock your door again. Again, I apologize, and I'll walk out.
She looks very like shell shocked. She's like, "What just happened?" As you all exit the house and close the door behind you, you don't hear it lock while you stand out the front.
I kind of want to wait in this, like, not in the middle of the street or anything like that, but I kind of want to wait around for him to return to tell him that he doesn't have to keep the posters up.
Yeah. Good idea.
Okay, so you'll wait around.
Yeah.
You do so. You wait a number of hours.
Yeah.
The sun goes down. Eventually, you see a relatively short, stocky half-orc, walking down the street, and he approaches the house, fumbles in his pocket, pulls out a key, goes to open the door, and it just swings open, and he's very confused at it.
I think as we saw him walk up to the house, I would have... Can I borrow the bounty?
Mhm.
I go up to him with the
Oh.
bounty.
Follow him.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
We saw this bounty on the notice board, and we got worried because the reward was so low. We were worried that it was all a small household had to give.
Well, you'd be correct.
I'd like you to know that raised flags with us. We
I am sorry.
may have... We've met your wife.
How?
We were concerned that illness had taken the house, basically. So we met your wife. We cured your wife.
Yes, that's why the door was unlocked.
Yes, but
Damn.
no one else went in. Just us. I'm going to take down the other posters that you put up. You don't need to offer a bounty for pestilence. We're going to go kill him anyway.
You are.
Yes.
Kind of looks around at your ragtag group and
We do have more friends, but they're busy.
in that case, I will forgive you for breaking into my house, but you say you cured her?
She'll be better by morning. Just keep your fluids up and let her rest.
Thank you. I thank you deeply for that. And he turns to you, having spoken to you, and briefly considers for a moment. And extends his hand. My name's Hjalmar.
Archibald.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Archibald.
It
If
was
you,
it was Silkus and Sariel who did the curing. It's
I didn't damage your door.
yeah.
Well, thank you. Look, if you ever need a dock hand, someone who's good around ships, I can help you out.
Thank you.
Just come by. Probably earlier in the day. I tend to work towards the evenings.
Fair enough. We will.
But thank you. And he backs inside, closes the door. You hear it latch now.
Yep. Good.
And you are left standing outside in the everlit lamps of Yolm's residential streets.
I'm gonna go take down the rest of those signs. I'm gonna
I'm gonna go to the inn because I imagine by now John will come back there and been like, "What the fuck is everybody?"
While I was waiting, a thought struck me, and I went out to get 2 longbows and 2 quivers with 20 arrows each, because our mages kind of have limited range sometimes.
No, I don't.
I mean, I feel like the bridge was an issue, and it was one.
For Silkus.
It was for Silkus, yeah.
Archibald's getting really defensive, and he doesn't know why. He's still out taking down.
You can get defensive later when you show up, and I'd be like, hey, you should take this just in case you run out of spell slots. Just in case you run out of, that like Umbra juice or whatever it is you use to power your arms.
Umbra juice.
Why does it sound like milk?
Longbows are 50 GP each. So,
Okay.
if you would like to buy 2, that is 100 GP plus arrows. I'm going to say the arrows are only like another 50 on top of that for a solid amount of them. So 150 GP.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
come now. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I saw them being quite cheap.
Do you know what goes into the making of an arrow, Hannah? Because I've made arrows and it sucks.
We're not asking
But
you to
you're
make
just
them.
one man.
20 arrows is 1 gold piece. Do not overcharge the man. He's buying 40, 2 quivers, it's 2 gold. Do not overcharge the poor boy.
If he would like to barter, he's more than welcome.
Maybe he's paying
Timber is in short supply here in Yolm.
They don't have to be made of
But
timber,
they
can
have
be
traders. Traders and caravans that would be bringing the arrows in. So
25.
don't
gold.
overcharge him. He's gonna drink all his money away anyway. Let him keep it for now. Gee.
That's on him. 125. And you have a serious stockpile of arrows.
Yep.
like
I hope I'm getting some
I'm,
of these.
I'm talking multiple like large cases,
Yeah.
kind of saddle cases that you would attach to a horse's saddle,
Yeah.
or to a pack saddle.
Yeah.
How many does he have specifically?
No. So
Well, he's gonna have to split them up, so I want to know how many he's got.
no one is counting. No one needs to know.
Ugh.
You know,
You're
for a-
lucky I love you.
You know for a fact we're going to end up with a mad stats page run by Anna, who will count because Anna is an
How
accountant.
many arrows have been shot
Anna
in
is
this campaign
meticulous.
by people who aren't Sariel?
So when the
That's what I'm saying. I maybe have like 10 arrows left out of my like 20. So I want to fucking know.
well, I'm just hoping that
More than enough.
I'm just hoping that at some point we're on like a big open plain and we're 600 feet away from pestilence.
3 people shooting arrows at pestilence from 600 feet
You
away.
don't need to be good at aiming. It's just a volley.
Exactly.
Volley shots never work.
I can just see Archibald going ting, ting, ting.
He wouldn't
Not
nearly
even like
be that
caring
fast.
where he's like aiming. He's just like that.
It wouldn't nearly be that fast, but I like the idea.
So yeah.
I'm thinking
when they
Legolas fast. Okay.
When they get back, when they get to the inn, I'm going to give Silkus a longbow, and I'm going to give Archibald a longbow, and I'm going to give them each 20 arrows, and then I'm going to give all the rest of the arrows to Sariel.
John hands you these multiple large cases filled with arrows.
Thank you.
Hey, John.
If we're going to plan an ambush, I want to have a
appreciate
backup
you too.
plan.
I appreciate you too. And I'm going to steal a fork from like the inn table and give it to him in return.
Okay. So,
So now you have a fork
You're
to
now
attack people
all-
with too.
You know I'm going to kill Pestilence with that fork.
I hand
That's
him-
why I gave you something pointy.
I hand you a spoon that I took from the.
Oh, can't you spoon? Used it already.
I snap
This is a
the
different
spoon
spoon.
part off and hand you a spoon handle.
A shiv made out of a spoon handle.
it's a spoon
Oh,
shiv.
it's like a wooden stake.
yeah. So you are now at the Rock's Roost. Olaf, the innkeep, is
I'm
hard
not
at
there, by
work
the way.
in the evening rush, serving patrons. Are you?
Oh my god, I did it again. Instead of writing Rook's Roost, I wrote
Roast?
roast.
You can't get double O and OA the right way around, can you?
Nah.
You've got fur boats and Rook's Roost.
Yeah. And Bokes. Instead of Bokes.
Bokes, even better. Wow, that's 3 for 3.
Yeah. I'm doing great.
You go about your nightly routine. Is there anything you want to do this night?
I'm out tearing down posters.
Okay. I'll consider that essentially what would normally take the time of a first watch.
Yeah.
And you move around taking down those posters. Roll an investigation check for me.
Hell yeah. Let's do this thing.
Natural
Come on,
one.
natural 20. Close enough, 26.
Damn. Nice. Yeah, you're pretty confident you have found every single one of these bounty boards and every single one of these posters that that Hjalmar had put up.
Sick wicked.
You rip them all down. Anything else that people are doing tonight?
I'm gonna try and string my bow.
Roll an athletics check with advantage.
Oh yeah, you should take this opportunity to teach Silkus how to string a bow. Like Archibald too, in theory, but somehow I feel like you would know, which doesn't make any sense, given that you've never done it before, and Archibald
15.
maybe has,
15.
but
You once again managed to get the bow strung, but unfortunately unable to pull it back.
If I'm just doing an intelligence check
That's
to see
what I
if
would
I
have
know how
asked. Yeah,
to do a string a bow, that's a 15.
15. You've seen Sariel do it a number of times.
Yep.
You have a pretty decent idea. You kind of, are you trying
No.
with your own bow? No.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I might.
Okay.
When I get back, I'll be like, oh my god, I got a bow.
Yeah. Once you get the bow, you
I string that bitch.
kind of try and emulate what Sariel does, and it looks like really weird. You're like, which foot does this go on? The strings around the right.
I
Shit,
will
I've taken the
teach
bow around the
thee.
way, and you put it over the back, and then you finally manage to get it right after Sariel shows you a couple tips, and you
Excellent.
string the bow. It's a heavy longbow. It's probably about in the realm of 50 pounds.
Oh.
So relatively easy for the most part for a commoner to use. Not super
wants some
powerful, but
targeting
you've got the
tips
same
too.
range as Sariel does.
I might get those when we're not in a room. I might be tempted to use it. I'm going to de-string the bow.
Okay, you do so. Now, unless there's anything else people want to do tonight, okay, you'll head off to sleep in the Rock's Roost. I'm going to say that's an extra. Yep.
I thought of one thing I want to do.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to give the disheveled looking tie bow thing back to its obvious. Put it on my wolf. person.
There you go. You're being handed back Sulcus's ribbon.
Of course I put this on your wolf. Who else would?
That's my point.
The wolf saw
You
me
have
do
it
it.
back.
Thank you.
Are you going to put it on?
No.
Okay, so we're going to sleep?
Yes.
I'm
so,
assuming Silk.
You know what's happening in the morning?
8 silver between you all, so you can just split that up between. So 2 silver each.
You know what's happening? Contested something throw to wake up
Contested
first.
con roll. Go for it.
Oh fuck, she got a natural one.
You wake up first, Archibald.
That ribbon is now Sulphur's wristwatch.
roll a stealth check.
She's gonna walk so weird.
Natural 19. Very
That's
nice.
21.
21. Yeah. Sulphur wakes up in the morning and around her
And it's tied properly.
ankle/wrist on her front right paw or front right leg, she has a ribbon tied around. With that rest, I would like you all to level up.
Aha!
Fuck yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna have
and,
issues with this though.
and upon waking up this morning, that is where we are going to leave the session for the night.
So that's 12.
Thank you all so very much for
Fourth.
watching.
4th level.
Yeah, leveling up to 4th level.
Not 12th
Yeah.
level.
Yeah, not 12th level. Not quite. Thank you all for being here. We very much appreciate everyone who stopped by, those who chatted, those who didn't. Thank you to our subscribers, of course. And if you would like to keep up with the shenanigans, feel free to follow us here on Twitch. Go to YouTube for the VODs if you'd like. All the links are in the panels below. You can follow us individually on our Twitters. Mine is not here right now, but it's @Crusader, which you'll find in our Discord, is the way it's spelt.
It's got too many I's for the word Crusader.
It has way too many letters, but...
It's got too many I's and too many Y's for the word Crusader.
Yeah, exactly. But follow us each individually on Twitter. Our handles below our things here, our little bubbles. Go to Discord in the links below or in chat there. You can join our Discord where you can interact with us. I assure you, if you speak in there, we'll respond, even though we're terrible at keeping it up. Although we've been better recently at keeping it up to date and making conversation. Of course, if you
Because
really enjoy
if
it, feel free to subscribe. But thank you all so very much for watching. We will see you next time. Until then, take it easy.
Also, watch Minecraft Timelines. I'm releasing it out on YouTube tomorrow.